The Kraken has been released. Right. What's going on with this light again? Oh. Oh, I don't know what's going on with the lighting today. Is the Kraken going to come out? We've got a guess. The Kraken has been released. Well, not quite yet, but my Kraken. Oh, I don't know where to begin, but I'm going to try. Hi, Flat Shandy. Hi, Debbie. You coming? Are you coming? Come on, then. You coming? Release the Kraken. Special guest. Haha. Right, let's have a look at this. Get on there. Evening, Red Eye Jedi. I'm just going to wait a minute. I'm trying to release the Kraken. Release the Kraken. There you go. Come on, Kraken. Because you are crackers. Oh, I need a pillow. I need a pillow. I've just been painting, so 17 in chat. I've just been painting, so I've just stopped to come on air. I was getting carried away. Hi, Charles. So you may see the Kraken fly past in a minute. I don't know. Greetings from Mississippi, USA. So glad I made it. Oh, thank you, Carla. Well, hi, Zal. Hi, JP. Lois, Coyote. Anyone who's listening. Well, I don't even know where to begin, but I'm going to begin somewhere because it's a mixed chat. I need to top up on the popcorn. I haven't even got any popcorn left. Hi, Marianne, and hi, Von Craig. Well, I don't even know where to begin. Not that I need to begin anywhere because I've been saying this for ages. Warriors and recovery. Yep. Hi, John. So, I'm going to be talking about Hylian, a few different things. So, I still don't know where to begin. Well, where should I? I'm going to start with the Kraken business and the Jfk Jr. business, and then I'm going to go into a lot of other stuff like why we're here and what we're meant to be doing and so on and so forth. So it's going to be a long one. I'm going to read out of my book. I'm going to read my visions I've had. I'm going to tell you about the dream I had about Trump and Melania and everything. So it's just everything. So, right. Just let me breathe a minute. Anyway, to all the true believers out there, where we go one, we go all. If you've watched Chronicles 2, Christmas Chronicles 2, I watched it last night. Whoop, whoop. Well, if you're going to come and say something, come out and say it. Come on, then. Come on. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yes. Come on. I'm trying to get the bird out, so we might have a visitor. And if you're not good, you'll have to go in there. So, hi, Patricia. Anyone who's new and doesn't know me, but anyone who does know me will know I've been into Q since it started, really. When it came to the sort of, I won't say mainstream, because it never came to the mainstream media. It would never get on the mainstream media, even though they talk about it now, you know, it's a far-right conspiracy, blah, 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 and blah, 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 because they would say that. Everyone's seen the big mic. Yeah, well, I haven't really been watching anything, but like I said, most people know I'm a Trump supporter. If you don't know, you know now. Nothing new, transparent. I've always said that to everybody, even though people out there think they've, you know, told the world that, which is nothing new because I talk about it all the time. And Q, and we've always been talking about stuff, and people say, "Oh, well, you said it was happening here, you said it was happening there." Yeah, we shouldn't put dates on things, but it basically is happening because it's been happening since we've been saying it was happening. But now the Kraken is being released. Woo! General Flynn. Whoop, 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 whoop. We've been waiting for this because they had to play the game and they had to do this and it had to look like they were doing that. But then General Flynn knows where the bodies are buried. But that's all I'm saying, because I haven't been following it all lately. Hi, Josephine, because I don't need to. Yeah, I've been following Q from the beginning. Exactly, Mary. So Us who have followed Q from the beginning, and there's 33 and 8, 33 Christ consciousness in the house, we'll know it's all been happening. And us who never fell off, because there's a lot of people who fell off, yeah, there's a lot of people who fell off. I never fell off because I stayed strong. And it's funny because someone was doing a video about staying strong and knowing than people not knowing. And it's that knowingness of just the knowingness of we just know. Can't put it across any simple. It's just I can't even explain it. So, well, come on then. So, yeah, I know about yeah, But, so let me get my phone because I might need it to show. Oh yeah, I do need it actually. Come on then. Come on then. You want to come out and then you don't want to be on telly or YouTube. So, everyone knows to talk about that, and I don't go in depth in it because I've known what's been going on for a very long time. And if your eyes have actually open and you've actually done the research, because all those who ask questions are the people that don't do the research, and then they go, "Well, I'm not bothered anyway." Exactly, you're not bothered about researching, and you say you're not bothered, but everyone's going to be bothered when they find out. So, do you mean Magenta Pixie? Because she did a really good one today that I was listening to, and that's the bit I'm going to play. She's said exactly what I was thinking, and it is the knowing, those that know, which made me think of the film Christmas Chronicles 2, the true believers. I've always believed. She did do, that's what I was going to play today, the bit at the end that she talks about candy cane. Candy cane. Thinking Christmas Chronicles, candy cane. Candy apple is that the ones who knew, the ones who stayed on, the ones who always believed. Well, I believed, you know, I believed in myself as well. And that's why I knew it was true, because I went within and I knew it was true. Yeah, my bird's called Jack as well. So, yeah, there's a lot in that film. I'm just trying to warm up to get into the whole whoop. So, it can't be true. The TV ain't said it. Exactly, Red Eye did. I mean, the TV didn't say it was true. So, this week, because we're on Thursday, aren't we? Because I don't know what day it is. So, I've said before, this journey, on my journey of my truth on YouTube, is my journey. And nobody else is to say any different, because there's people out there who like to say different, but I'll be talking about that in a bit as well, because it's all of a bit of a mismatched chat tonight. But who wants to watch the TV? I don't. So, it's my journey, as I keep saying, that I share my path, that I'm experiencing, what's happening with me, around me, within me, and everything, and what I'm personally seeing. But with the research that goes along with it, I'm not one of them who's gone, yeah, because somebody said who's a friend, they don't believe this and that. Therefore, I don't believe it. No, I've actually gone and done the research. Gone and done the research on Jfk Jr. Gone and done the research on the names. Gone and done the research on Emmett the Clown. Gone and done the research. Do you know what I'm saying about different things that you're like, oh, that adds up, doesn't it? This adds up. Where everyone else goes, oh, yeah, well, you know, it's a bit daft that. It's a bit of a conspiracy that he might have killed himself, you know, like put it in a plan. Not really, because people do that, and you know, there needed to be a plan. But then people will say, yeah, but the ones in control, if you know, they would know. No, we didn't know at the time. We knew a few years ago when we started finding out what was going on, even though some people might have known for a bit. But we didn't until we did. But the reason why they can't do nothing about it is it's already been played out. It's already been done. This is just playing out one big movie to the people who are asleep. Not us. The people who are asleep. So when I say get your popcorn in, sit down, watch the show. We've been told that since last year because it is the show. You know? Yeah, Kellyanne Hub News is brilliant. I used to watch him ages ago, but I don't watch much now because I've seen him. I've done videos on it. I did videos on Vincent Fosgood about 2 years ago. I did the John picture. That was when I was talking about Jfk Jr. That's a painting that I did of John. That's why it's on the wall, because I am a true believer. He's there on my wall, and that's there, and that's there. So you got Q, Jfk Jr. So yes, he is helping behind the scenes, Cheryl. You are correct. So, oh yes, happy Thanksgiving. There's a lot of people who don't like giving and they just want to take people's energy all the time, but that's a chat for in a bit. So I'm just warming up. So, release the Kraken. General Flynn, I'm not going to go in depth. You should know. If you don't, you're going to know. Is General Flynn. Hi, Anne. It's General Flynn. Yeah? Are you coming out? Because if you're going to not come out, I'm going to put you in there. Because you get too loud. I'm just trying to release my Kraken. So, yeah, happy Thanksgiving to all Americans. So, General Flynn will bring the effing house down. This is where it all starts, people. It's about to get real. The shit's about to get real. We know it is. We've been waiting for the General Flynn thing for ages. We've patiently been waiting. Patiently been waiting. Oh, have we been waiting? One of my free cat. Oh, is it called Flynn? Well, that's a good name. See, I've got Finn, not Flynn, Finn. But we've been waiting for this, General Flynn, for ages. We've just been waiting patiently. And now it's getting a bit exciting. People are going to lose their shit. I know we've been saying this for ages, but oh my God. Yeah, unchain the Kraken. So, General Flynn is going to bring the schnizzle. And shit's going to hit the fan and people are going to... So, this is where it starts, people. But where I got all excited wasn't that, even though, you know, that's part of it in the 3D. I got more excited about the Christmas Chronicles #2 that came out yesterday. Can't think why it came out yesterday. I mean, it came out on Jfk Jr.'s birthday. They happened to release it on Netflix on Jfk Jr.'s birthday. The Kraken's coming over. And some people go, oh yes, but Dolly, it was on Netflix. You know what Netflix is? It's like, yeah, we know what Netflix is, don't we, Patricia? We know what Netflix tried to do. But it was done in a fantasy Christmas film. A lot in that film. Yes, Flynn has all the information. Flynn is the crack, and he's tweeting a lot. Yeah, to check out. Yeah, he has got evidence on a lot of stuff and where the bodies are buried. Hello, are you gonna come and say hello? Right, I'm gonna try and get the bird over. Come on then. It's obsessed with the phones, so you come in. Come and say hello. Come on then. Come on then. Come on. You want me to put it there? Yeah. Come on then. Come on then. Come on. You come in. No, you're going back in again. The bird will probably come over. So we've got if you've seen Christmas, you see people go, what are you talking about? It's a Christmas movie. It's like, there's the Kraken. There's Nana. If you know the codes of Q, you'll know what's in the film. And I've got a friend who's newly woken to Q, and she even knew what was in it. She was like, oh my God. Come on then. Everyone's waiting to see you. Just release the Kraken. Come on then. Come on. Come on. Come on then. Come on then. Load this out there so you can jump on it. So, Christmas Chronicles, of what I remember watching last night, Muggles can't see what's in it. So, you know, if you're not into Q, you can't see the birds. I'm seeing if the bird's going to fly over. So, basically, if you've seen the first one, the second was, you know, they went down the wormhole. She was a true believer. But if you look at, and it made me laugh because he went down a wormhole in a golf buggy, so I was just thinking of Trump. But they had the North Star. It just makes me think of Antarctica or whatever, because they were going on about this bit in the centre or in a parallel universe, you know, which was protected by the Aurora Borealis, this energy, which was connected to the North Star, which was a crystal, if anyone gets what I'm saying, crystals. So what are crystals used for? And that separated, like, you know, our realm from the magical realm where Santa lived, like the North Pole. And that just made me think of Nikola Tesla, because there was a big dome that went over and it was green and it was the Aurora Borealis, and it kept people out, you know, where the magical place was, where the elves lived. Yeah, where the elves lived. Which, this is just my thoughts on it. The elves went a bit bad when they had this, I can't even remember what it was now, did they have stuff sprayed on them? A bit like when we get sprayed shit on us, you know, to dumb us down and all that. And they were all naughty, they didn't really care about each other. Until, oh, and it was something about the North Star powered up the the veil, because that's what it said, it was the veil. It keeps the veil from people coming in. I thought, yeah, the veil. Veil's thinning now, isn't it? The veil, yeah, it was the Star of Bethlehem. Right, the Star of Bethlehem. Yeah, I know that Earth Alliance. It was actually Trump's uncle. Trump's uncle. Was it Trump's uncle? Yeah, Trump. Well, it might have been a business, but Trump's uncle was a scientist. And Father Christmas said something like, oh yeah, and we got given it to us by the elves, I think they said. Was it the elves? It's something like, I don't know if it was 1700 years ago or 17,000 years ago. So we're like, 17. And then they're going on about coincidences and everything. It was like, oh my God. But basically, you know, there was loads of things in it because Teddy, the boy in it was called Teddy. That was a nickname. I'll get to that in a minute. I think they used to call Jfk Jr that nickname, but he also had an uncle called Teddy, and I'll show you that in a minute. And his sister was called, John Tree Trump. That wasn't his dad, that was his uncle, I think. And his sister was named Kitty Cat, and they're the two names that are in the film with the girl, with the kids in the film. Now, she always believed in Santa because that's how they were using it. If all 17 just went in there, 17 thumbs up, went back to 16. True believers. I thought, yeah, what about the true believers who believe that JFK Jr. is alive? Because at the end of this story, there was a naughty elf that went naughty. So he's fighting against Santa. So it's like them two warring sides, you know, them two warring sides, one for good and one for bad. But when this elf realised, you know, that Santa said he still loved him, and he was like, well, I still love you too, but I'll never be an elf again, because he turned into a human. He transformed into a human. But to transform back into an elf, this is where it goes a bit spiritual for me, he had to remember, you know, and he had to remember that he did love Santa. And the reason why he got all, he turned into a human and went all jealous and everything was because it turned into a human and went all bad is because he got jealous. He got jealous of all the other little elves there that Santa liked, and all the children that he was giving presents to. And it showed you in the film, The Christmas Chronicles, the true story behind Saint Nicholas before he got turned into Father Christmas or Santa Claus or whatever. You know, the true story behind that of a bishop who realised that giving, you know, giving was, you know, the true form of happiness, giving to others. And I'm not getting in chat right now because I'll get distracted. So when he remembered, when the elf that had turned into a human remembered that he loved Santa, and there was no need to be jealous, because this is going on in all over the place at the minute, he started transforming back into an elf. Now when I think of elf, you think self, and a lot of people say that out there. It's yourself. To me, it's your higher self, your elf, the one within, you know, not the one that gets distracted by the other world. Because remember, there was two dimensions going on in this film. There's where Santa lived, and that was all magical, and then there's like where we live, all of the material, you know. And when you get distracted by all that, and you move away from yourself, your inner elf, it's not good, because you're getting distracted and you're going after more materialistic things. Yeah, magic to all, exactly. And the thing is, your inner self, elf, you could call it. If you think of the film Elf, you know, the Christmas film that everybody likes, he was a grown man, but he acted like a child, because you should be more childlike. That's where, Nana, if you're going to come and play, come over here. Yeah, your inner elf, yeah. A lot of people say that, but it rhymes with self, doesn't it? So the film Elf, the one with the big elf in it, he was always like childlike and had fun, and everyone was like, oh my God, like he's a grown man and he's acting like that. But really, it is about being your inner elf self, happiness, joy, because that's what he was in the film Elf, you know, happy, joy all the time, doing all the things that he loved. So he transformed back into an elf and was all happy again, because he remembered his inner self, not the one that he thought he was, and then getting distracted by getting jealous and stuff like that on the outside. He realised who he was. Yeah, Buddy the Elf, that's it. He realised who he was and came back to himself. That's what it's all about. You. This whole thing's about you. Us working on ourselves to be a better self, higher self, inner self, elf, every day. When the sun rises, you're resurrected with a new dawn in the light, to change your habits and patterns and stuff like that, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Yeah, North Star is constant. Yeah, and we all go on about the realms, you know. North Star is constant. the centre of Earth, North Pole, yeah, South Pole, yeah, and the ring, flat Earth, yeah, all that, because there has been flat Earth, sorry to say, people, there has been flat Earth references in Q, which a lot of us know. So, you know, and JFK Jr. used to fly a plane a lot. I think they might know something, and his dad did too, and his dad is seen on a plane with this funny looking map in the background that's got extra land on it and stuff. So when they did Santa in the dome of the Aurora Borealis that no one else could get through, you know, centre Earth, maybe is there a civilization down there? Just saying, I've been through all that before, but I'm just saying that film had a lot in it. A lot in it. Even the wormhole thing is what I saw in a dream once. So, and at the end of the film, the girl in it, sorry to, you know, go on about it, but you need to go and watch it properly. But the girl in it, at the beginning, she was a bit down because her dad had died, and it's the whole thing, if you look at JFK Jr. and his dad, that story of the dad dying. And she got jealous because she went into trauma. Yeah, I've seen that channel. She went into trauma, you know, and was sad because her father died. So, because she was sad, she wanted everyone else to be sad. And this is what's going on at the minute with people projecting their crap on other people, that I get a lot, because they're not happy with themselves. So, because, yeah, true in herself. Because she wasn't happy with herself because her dad had died and that was trauma to her, she wanted everyone else to be unhappy. And she wanted her mum to be unhappy because her mum had found a new guy, and she was like, oh, yeah, but, you know, he's trying to be my dad and all that sort of stuff. But then at the end, she realised, no, she had to make herself happy again, you know, things happen, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the boyfriend that her mum was seeing, she was like, look, I want you to be happy, you know, and all this. And anyway, at the end, when they were all singing Happy Christmas and Oh Christmas Tree or whatever it was, they were singing at the end on a beach, Happy Christmas came up in the sky because it went up to the moon, past the moon on the dark side of the moon, went over to the other paradigm, which was where Father Christmas lived. This is like a metaphor thing. And because they were all happy on this side and they were all happy on that side, because the naughty elf had realised, you know, that he had to go back in within himself and realise, you know, love, happiness and all that. And she was doing it on this side, that Happy Christmas was written in the sky. And it's a bit, to me, it's a bit like saying, when your manifestation, you know, if we all become happy, all the other realms and things are happy, the parallel universes are happy, everything's linked to everything else because we're all linked to everybody else. So when we begin to wake up, which is what's happening, and we realise, you know, the things that we're supposed to be doing and not the distraction of how we're really supposed to be living, everyone will be happy. And that reflects and affects everything, you know, Mother Earth, everything, everywhere, because we're all connected. So to me, that's what was in that film. And there was loads of other bits, but basically it is a little bit like JFK Jr., story of, you know, him and his sister and his dad, you know, when his dad died and all that sort of stuff, and they were the true believers. But a lot of us do believe JFK Jr. is still here. And it's the true believers. It's going to be funny to see. But I just want to show you something for all the naysayers out there. Now, I know that the whole Teddy thing of the name's Teddy, yeah, the pilot's manual states you are navigating in a pilot. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So JFK Jr., because I did my research on JFK Jr. a few years ago, he had an uncle called Ted Kennedy, despite what people think, doesn't really matter. And then I think they did call JFK Jr. Teddy as a nickname, but let's listen to JFK Jr. talking, shall we? The lovely JFK Jr. And it was his birthday yesterday, and that's when the film got released. Not a coincidence, really, is it? So let's get it on. See what he says. Yeah, it's all about love, yep. Yeah, as JP said there, it's all about love. The naughty elf admitted he loved them and he turned back into an elf. That was what I'm saying. He turned back into his inner self, the one that comes from love that we're all supposed to be going to, when he realised, because everyone's fighting and going on. I've had people trying to bring my channel down, you know, doing a smearing campaign, but they say it's them, but it's not, because of all this inner self that they're not happy with themselves. So when people go into envy and all that, they're not looking at themselves. You've got to admit to yourself your responsibilities of how you're feeling is all down to yourself. We share frequencies with every good... Yeah, so here's Jfk Jr. Now, Nana's up there. She might come down in a minute. We're listening to Jfk Jr.
Thank you very much.
Woohoo!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Do you believe? I believe!
His sister Caroline is watching at home in New York.
Such a nice guy.
Celebrating her husband's birthday and tending to their new baby daughter.
Thank you.
He was handsome.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now remember, the boy in its nickname was Teddy.
Over a quarter century ago, my father stood before you to accept the nomination for the presidency of the United States. So many of you came into public service because of him. In a very real
Yeah, Donnie
sense,
Draco.
because of you, he is with us still.
Yeah, we have thick hair. And yeah, Donnie Draco. Well, remember, there's all the time machine thingy going on in the Christmas Chronicles.
And for that, I'm grateful to all of you. I owe a special debt to the man his nephews and nieces call Teddy.
Teddy!
Not just because of what he means to me personally, but because of the causes he has carried on. He has shown that an unwavering commitment to the poor, to the elderly, to those without hope, regardless of fashion or convention, is the greatest reward of public service.
Listen. You have to listen to the speech. We're not bothered about Will Ferrell. We know all about that. We're going to worst parties. We're not talking about him in the film. We're just talking about your elf self, your elf self. We're listening to JFK Jr.'s words. Yeah, that's what I mean. People always go, oh, Ted Kennedy, oh, he was this, he was set up by the FBI. Yeah, they were, most of them were set up, and that's what people don't get.
I'm not a political leader, but I can speak for those of my age who have been inspired by Teddy to give their energy and their ideas to their community and not just to themselves.
Ideas to your community, not just to themselves. Yes. Service to others.
In that ongoing effort, young people, and not only the young, but all like-minded citizens, all of you, will be guided by the honorable and unyielding example of the senior senator from Massachusetts.
Oh, the beautiful plant, I know. So exciting.
He has shown that our hope is not lost idealism, but a realistic possibility. America is better because of the leadership of Edward Kennedy. Thank you. May he continue to guide us for many years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, my uncle, Ted Kennedy.
Loved Kennedy. Anyway, just saying, you know, he said the word Teddy there, and that's in the film. Also, I don't know who told me this morning. I forgot what it was because, you know, YouTube censor everything and I hadn't seen it. But you were talking about Tav. And I was like, Tav who? And then I remembered what Tav was. So I don't know if I can play Tav. I think I can play Tav because it's not exactly, you know, mainstream media stuff. I'm going to play it. So here we go. Let's play the music. Are you ready? Tav, JFK Jr. Q. Whoop, 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 whoop. Let's go to it. And then I might read the words out because it's so fantastic. Because we're really creative on this side. So let's go to Tav. Let's go and find the Tav. Let's go and find the Tav channel. Let's go and find the Tav. Right, enjoy the show. This one's called... Whoop, whoop. Are you ready? I forgot this is the Tav channel, and I always forget. Tav playing looks a bit like JFK Jr. Just saying. So it's the Tav. I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to read it out.
I know there's a lot going on right now, but I think we'd be remiss if we didn't have our own little celebration. You know, for the people who have done their own research.
Oh, yes.
Because we know.
We know.
The big 6-0.
The big 6-0.
HBD.
HBD.
Pass it back like a sharp V for vendetta with an army.
Whoop.
Song 4 like an IV. VV, don't mind me. JFK on that shuck and jive when he fake left and he go right. Plane crash in 99, but he's still alive and he's alright. MC in the moonlight, sun suit with the dark night. Tsunami coming and it's coming soon. It's hammer time in it all height. Nice guys don't finish last. Good men don't forget the past. Bring down the gov, gonna round them up. Lasso in a cowboy hat. That's true when a bad boy bad. Batman swinging fast. Last dance for the running rats when they go to Gizmo. Q's a pack rat. Overcrowded like a Trump rally. Think big, big island. They keep on trying on the left like Maui. They be crying while we getting rowdy. Roundhouse like Ronda Rousey. Circled house and we painted red. It's the homestead. Don't you even doubt it? I don't doubt it. Don't you even doubt it. Those who scream will be us. We rip the husk and cheer the loudest. Ready for to be cut. Corny, coney like corn smut. So many phony like such and such. So phony. Q's just warming up. Batter's box in the Stinger's crush. Top cheese for the Stanley Cup. First down, he's bound to touch. UFC throwing fisticuffs. Coliseum for the sports fans. Games are fun. What are the odds? Have a laugh, crack in a joke. Center shake like you break the yoke. Egg you on with the song I wrote. Get a chuckle, devils on the ropes. Royal Rumble, we wrestle ghosts. Big man can't help us hope, cause the smackdowns where the evil go. Packed house, we the people so. Powell knocking on a domino. It's biblical, get the votes exposed. Dominion's toast. Enjoy the show.
Could be any.
We go one and we don't forget it.
Nope.
That missing S like loose spaghetti. It's on the roof, looks cooked and ready. And when it lands, it's all confetti.
Whoop, whoop.
Not a dry eye like the Serengeti. That missing S, dessert aplenty. Lighthouse spin different directions.
Lighthouse.
We
are the
picking up
light.
people they put into sections. The obelisk fall, we all get erected. When we stand, they stand corrected.
Stand
What a
corrected.
birthday gift, they get the message.
Birthday yesterday.
Like a homing pigeon, back for vengeance.
Whoop, whoop.
That trump card like an ace in tennis. So enjoy the show. Oh, it's so impressive.
That was the Tav channel, and I think Lois has put it up in the live chat. It's called Tav. I have played Tav songs before. Some people are saying it's his, some people are saying it's his son. Could be him, could be anything, because there's loads of people doing different things within that family as well. Thank you to, I did see your message. Thank you to Manda Moo, who said, Dolly, you have killed my head out for the last 2 years. Just wanted to say thank you. Thank you to you, Mandy, because I'm glad people are commenting that don't normally comment, you know, because they see who I really am compared to what other people out there seem to think I am. No backbone, you know, there's a lot of no backbone people out there, and what did I say today? Don't even know what it was. Mindless people who just go off what people say and don't do their own research. That's with me as well. So that song I'm going to read out, but it's brilliant. And all to people that have been on the queue and the JFK Jr. thing all this time, it's just brilliant. You know, we are going to enjoy the show, and what they just said in that song about you're going to stand corrected, all the people that didn't believe and took the mick out of everybody else, and it is going to be biblical. So that was I'm going to read it out just in case you didn't catch it. So we've got where we go one we go all, right? Bouncing back like a sharp V for vendetta with an army. Sing for like IV, VV, don't mind me. Remember, there's a lot of codes in here off cue. JFK on the shook. JFK that shook and jive when he fake left and he go right. They're out there in brackets. You have to go and look yourself because, like I said, it's a lot of coded. Plane crash in 99, but he's still alive and he's all right. MC in the moonlight, sun with the dark night. Tsunami coming and it's coming soon, yeah. It's hammer time. It ain't all hype. Nice guys don't finish last. Good men don't forget the past. No, we don't. Bring down the gov, gonna round 'em up. Lasso in a cowboy hat, that's true. When a Batman swinging fast. Last dance for the running rats. When they go to Gitmo, Q is a pack rat. Overcrowded like a Trump rally. Think big island. They keep on trying on the left like Maui. They be crying while we getting rowdy. Obviously, it's a bit like a rap. Roundhouse like a Ronda Rousey. Circled house and we paint it red. It's a homestead. Don't even doubt it. We've never doubted it. We are in the homestead now. No way. Don't even doubt it. Those who scream will be us. We rip the husk and clear the loudest. Remember, we all shouted about this. Now people are shouting about who came, after. Q's just warming up. Batter's box and his diggers crush. Top cheese for the Stanley Cup. First down, he's bound to touch. UFC throwing fisticuffs. Coliseum for the sports fans. Games are fun. What are the odds? Having a laugh. Kraken a joke. Sounds like Kraken. Release a Kraken. Kraken a joke. Centre shake like you break the yolk. Egg on with this song I wrote. Get a chuckle. Devils on the ropes. Royal Rumble. We wrestle ghosts. Big Mahom, I don't even know what it says, can help with hope, cause the smackdowns where the evil go. Packed house. We the people, so Powell knocking on a dynamo. It's biblical, get the votes exposed. Dynamos toast. Enjoy the show. We go one, and we don't forget it. That missing S like loose spaghetti. It's on the roof. Looks cooked and ready. It's on the roof. And when it lands, it's all confetti. Not a dry eye like the Serengeti. I can't even say that. That missing S, desert aplenty. Lighthouse spin, different directions. We picking up people they put into sections. We are picking up people. They said, The obelisk fall. Yeah. That energy flipping sucking thing. We all get erected. When we stand, they stand corrected. Oh, yes. What a birthday gift. They get the message. Like a homing pigeon. Back for vengeance. That trump card like an ace in tennis. So enjoy the show. It's so impressive. I mean, oh my God. I can't even explain to people who don't even know what's going on. We have to show love and light to the unaware. Well, we do, but there's a bit mixed up with the old love and light business that I'm not into. Tough love, because this is going to be a lot of tough love. After they've had the tough love, yes. yes, the compassion comes, but there's a lot of people out there who are going around things the wrong way, which I'll be talking about in a bit. So it's tough love first when they wake up, and then goes through the, you know, all that sort of other stuff. So now I'm going to play a bit of Magenta Pixie for people who might not know her. You know, she channels the 9. It doesn't matter if you're not into it or you are. It doesn't matter. It's what she's actually saying. Now, she's been channeling the 9. You could say other beings or consciousness or whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is the message that she's saying of how she believed in what she believed in, of a knowing. And this is why I know when people say you don't know, and I go, I do know. I do know the thing that's going on with the Trump thing is real and it's true and he is working for the light. Source connection in your journey, exactly, Mark. So she explains it really well. I'm going to play all of it. We're just going to listen to what she says. I'm not going to hold it up. And then the best bit is what she says at the end. And this is why I know, and this is why it was just really good what she did. And when she started talking about Trump and Q, which I didn't even know she was into, and I've been watching her for a while and really liked her, and I've got a few of her books and stuff, because I'm on that other side as well, both realms merging together. I was like, she got a lot of flack and this, that and the other, and her Facebook thing's just been taken down and this, that and the other. And it's just like, yeah, because you can tell she's connected, and she's connected properly because she knows who Trump and Q is. So I'm going to go over to that. The beauty of being dyslexic is that we are much harder to program. Yes, it's very true that, Renee, I'm dyslexic, and it's really funny because at school, I got put in a bit of a dunce class in the first year. For reading and stuff, so and I'm still like that now, and it still makes me laugh because I come up with my own words, but we were hard to program. That's why I don't like being controlled. 45 in the house, the 45th president's in the house. I've never liked being controlled. A lot of people don't, and that's why people are trying to control certain situations out there who've been waffling onto themselves lately, calling me a narcissist, when actually when you look at these people, they're very narcissistic, and even with my mum, she's always been, oh, you don't want to do this and you don't want to do that. I'm like, no, because I don't like being told what to do when I know it's not for me. I've got to do things the way I do it and the way I understand it. Great magic, yeah, and we've all got magic. You know, we've all got the magic. True believers in Christmas Chronicles. Do you believe in your own magic? So I'm gonna play. Is Roxanne there? Oh, I thought it was Roxanne. So I'm hi Roxanne anyway. I'm going to play Magenta Pixie because what she says, whether you get it or not, or you're into that sort of stuff, doesn't matter. It's what she's saying about knowing. So I'm going to find that because I just found it really, really good. Really, really good. And I'm going to be on here for a while tonight because all this is going to mix into all sorts of things. I've got visions, and I had a dream about Trump the other day, and I'll tell you what happened there. Just let me find me. I'm just going to go and switch the heating off because I'm boiling. And then I'm going to come back down. Right, so I am just going to... Right, so let me sort these birds out because they're not coming out. I thought the Kraken was going to come out. I thought you were going to come and play. You're not going to come and play? I thought you were going to come and say hi to everybody. No, I thought you were going to. So I was bringing you in there. Bringing you in there. Come on then. I thought you were going to come and show off, but you didn't want to. Come on then. Woo. You know, and this is for people who are into cute and Trump and all that, and no, not the naysayers. So excited. It's just getting exciting every day. So, let me find this. I thought the birds were going to come out. She was out. She's gone back in. I thought she was going to come and sit down, but she sits on my phone now. Oh, I'm just loving what's going on. Loving this journey. It's bonkers. Right, so let's have a look. Right. So Magenta Pixie, great channel. You don't have to be into her. You don't have to be into what she's saying, but it's the whole point of this is the people I resonate with. So we're just going to listen. Now she's done a video called The Knowing and Manifestation of Mr. T. Now she's done it as B.A. Barocus because she's trying to not get her channel brought down because she does have a lot of, you know, people who watch her. So when she says Mr. T, she means Trump. So she's doing it in a story. Yeah, personal story. Everyone's got their own personal story. So that's how she's saying it. But if people don't know about magic, manifestation, Trump is that manifestation. That we've all wanted something to come into the physical world. I've known that for a long time. There's people out there who say, oh yeah, I know about manifesting, but they can't see what's in front of the face. It's like, well, you obviously don't, because you can't see what's in front of your face. And then they go on about, you know, really good name there, not. You know, they go on about, yeah, people say it's toxic that people don't understand. Really silly name. Yeah, and they don't see what's in front of them and they think it's nothing to do with the growth that we're all going through. Well, actually it is. So I'm just going to play it. And I'm not looking at silly bots that come in. What a stupid name. Right, so let's go.
I look like a Christmas tree today, as you will see.
Just listen to what she's saying.
It is almost December. I thought that was appropriate. So I've come on to do a video today because I woke up several times during the night.
Manifestation. I know how to manifest, and the thing is, when it doesn't work for people is because you've got to have the knowing. It's already here, but it's the knowing. It's the believing. A bit like Christmas Chronicles, the true believers. You've got to believe. It's a knowing. So, you know. Yeah, he is anointed, yeah.
Last night. So today is the 25th of November, so the night of the 24th of November.
Exactly, Susie Q. Once you know, it's fantastic. And that's why nobody can tell me different. Even my fella's like, yeah, but you don't know. I'm like, yeah, but I do. And he's going, yeah, but what if he doesn't win? I went, he hasn't not won, and he is, and it's and the blah blah blah. And he's like, yeah, but you don't know. I'm like, I do. There's a plan, and if you look, it's pretty easy to understand. They're like, yeah, but the control system of all time. You know, that they would know. No, they didn't, because there was a plan that they didn't know. But we all know now because we were allowed to know when Q first came out. We were allowed to be let in. So the Patriots could wait. So we could wake up. We could do stuff and help other people for the time, which is 2020 was 2020 vision, clear vision of what's going on. Then we wake up. 2021's going to be. I mean, God, we're nearly there, folks. And it's nearly Christmas and all the stuff going on with that. It's getting so exciting. Just need to buy shitloads of popcorn in. Anyway, let's listen to this.
Going into the 25th. I woke up several times, and it's one of those nights where the nine are talking to me every time I wake up, and then when I go back in,
I've got 250 quid bets on. £100.
to a dream, there are images that are related to what they're saying, and then I wake up again, and they're still talking to me about the same thing that they were talking to me last time I woke up. And that continues throughout.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's a spiritual journey in the self. But what the difference is, and I've said this ages ago, with the people in the spiritual community who don't seem to get it, who were in the spiritual community years ago, but what it is they don't want anyone else to be in the spiritual community because they feel a bit envious that other people are waking up and they're not special anymore. But what it is years ago, this is what Magenta Pixie said. I said this a while back. What people don't realise is years and years back, it was like you're doing your own journey and all that and going with it. But we are doing that now, but it's different now because it is for others and it's service to others as well. It's a much bigger thing. It's a mass awakening now and everyone's doing it. Years ago, there weren't enough people awakened. So that's why it's different. And that's what some people don't understand in the so-called spiritual community, that it's everybody now. It's not just for certain groups like secret societies, and the people that did know, that woke up years ago and woke up way back and have passed over and think that oh it's a new trend, it's like a new trend, this, isn't it? Why is everyone using it as a trend? It's not a trend, it's a thing that's happening. Get over it and let people get on the spiritual journey and come to their point of centre point. Do you know what I mean? But that's what those people that used to talk about, there's a lot of them that don't want people doing that, because how dare everybody else wake up and come to their true powers and their true intuition and their true wholeness, because that's what it's all about. That's what's happening. when you get on it. There's a lot of jealous people out there, and people out there who are jealous of me because I've been talking about certain things and like, oh, talking about the same thing as me. It's like, no, it's because we're all waking up to the same things, because it is basically sort of same thing, different journey. Yeah, it is sad for them because instead of being happy, like I've been saying, isn't it wonderful when you see people waking up on the journey and you're going, oh my God, I don't care where you are on your journey. It's not levels. It's just, which bit of the path you're on, and we all go through it, which doors you're going through till we all get there. And this has been a catch up for people, to let people catch up, not just run ahead straight away. And we're helping them to help them shine a little light on the path so they don't trip over, so they don't have to go through all the hardships, but they still have to do it. They still have to do it. You can't cheat it. You've got to do it to, become whole yourself again. But I'm going to talk about that at the end of this video because it all links into everything. They left side think stuff. Yeah, and that's what I mean. So when you get people who've been trolling me lately, blaming me, they probably blame other people. Oh, Dolly's been doing this, Dolly's been doing, I haven't been doing anything to anybody. You do it yourself. And it's because you're in envy and you're spiraling down that you blame others around you. That's for anybody out there. You blaming anyone for anything in your life, you need to take a good hard look at yourself. I don't blame this person. I just bring this person up every now and again because this person can't stop it. It's an experience. But this person seems to want to go through and rip my things apart, personal things, because that's what narcissists do. And then they actually take they delete the stuff when they put it up sometimes, but I'm used to all that and I know what it is. Yeah, I am a strong woman, and the more the dark tries to get me, the more I'll blast my light out, and the more the dark hates it. Do you know what I'm saying? They chuck shade because they see us rising in the light. They don't like it. They have to put the shades on because we're too light, and then they're like, oh, I've got to chuck some shade over there, and all the shade is their shadows that they're not looking at within themselves. But that'll go into another link in the minute at the end of this. So I'm just going to sit back and chill out with you guys while we just listen to the lovely Magenta Pixie and how she puts it across. So let's see this. Yeah, they do feed off it, and that's why I can talk about this experience, because I'm not the one calling this person out. This person's been calling me out, and people know who it is. I don't need to say the name, but it's an experience that I can talk about because I don't actually call this person out like they do with me. I just bring it up of an example because it goes on a lot, and it is going on a lot with people anyway, especially with the fear that's going on now. But like I said, I've always been that strong person. More stronger now. More strong have I ever been in my heart and soul with what's going on now with the whole Q thing, the whole Trump thing, which is connected to the spiritual realms, but that's what some people in spiritual community don't understand. They think it's all, oh God, I can't even explain it. It's bonkers. But yeah, this year was all about, yes, this year is all about personal shadow work. And that's what I said last week. And this is why you have got to be doing the work up to Christmas, folks. If you're not doing this shadow work properly, you might think you did shadow work a few years ago. You need to keep clearing, because what's coming is, it's all up earth in everybody's shadows. I've heard people falling out, it's going mad everywhere, and I'm watching it. This is why I say Dolly Diaries. I'm seeing it everywhere personally. I'm seeing it everywhere. You have got to release your crap. Yeah, all that exists is now, but this now will go for the future as well. So and it's now, yeah, and the change is now, yeah, and the change is now. It's been happening all this time why people are moaning at each other. And this is why I've come on, when I come on and said, look, you've got to release. How many times am I talking about releasing and letting go, releasing and letting go, releasing and letting go? Because you've got to release this old shitty programming and everything. So anyway, let's just play this. I'm going to sit back because let's see if I can shut up for 20 minutes or whatever it is. Probably can't, but that's just me. Yeah, release the crap. Yeah, you've got to release it because it's all programming. Right, let's go.
The night. So this happens quite a few times, and I think anyone who is in that place where you are connected to the awareness of the subconscious mind, or you are channeling, or you are in communication with the deeper aspects of yourself. This is very common. These types.
No toxic waves. I'm in the UK, but I support Donald Trump. Exactly. A lot of people all around the world support Donald Trump.
Dreams. Even highly creative people who don't necessarily know anything about channeling or higher connection, this can happen to them. For example, say you were a teacher and you had to you had to write a poem along with your class, let's say, to teach them about poetry, writing. You could dream all night, and every time you wake up, there's another line of the poem in your head, or script writing. That there have been authors and playwrights who have written their creations based on a dream. So this is the higher creative mind, and obviously the next level to that is higher dimensional connection and channeling and all of those things. So this happens quite a lot. And when it's something that goes on throughout the night, and the nine are talking to me very clearly about something repeatedly, and I wake up 4 or 5 times and the same conversation is going on, I wake up and think, okay.
That is going to be the picture that I've not got around to painting. Remember I said I'd do it challenge, but I haven't, because I'm like, I don't paint men, but I'm going to give it a go when I get round to it. I might start a bit of it tomorrow, but it has to be done, doesn't it? Because it has to be put out to the universe. So I did this weeks ago, and it's just been sat there because Trump looks really young on it, but you know what I mean? We know what it's representing, and we're all lions at the end of the day. Here our roar, where we go one we go. So yeah, it's gonna fall down. It's there. You know, I put myself right out there with what I believe in, do you know what I mean? So we've got the, Jfk Jr. I thought you could see it, but you can't. And Trump there, you know what I mean, with the whole queue and the lions roar and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, I put myself right out there, you know, if it's not true, I'm going to look daft, aren't I? But at the end of the day, I don't care anyway. A bit like Mark Atwood said, we're all going to die at the end of the day anyway, you know what I mean? But I have a knowing, so let's get into the knowing. Remember, this video we're listening to is about manifestation. Trump.
This is important. So this is what happened last night. So I'm going to go through what they told me. I am going to talk.
Well, James, that's what we've been saying for ages. It is time to make a stand, and the stand is now. You stand in your own light with your own sword and your armour of God, and you talk your truth.
Code, obviously, as I have been for quite a while. Anyone who's been following me on the social media.
But we're all so cool because it's already been done. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, chill your beans, people. This is the shit that's going to hit the fan. Is not for us. It's for the people who are asleep.
Platform that ends in book. My page on there has been taken down.
We've been standing up for ages, but yeah.
Post a comment written by
The Great
Mr.
Awakening.
T, and a few hours later, my entire page was gone for violating.
Just let me just move this along a bit.
I had. What I wanted to do today really was talk about what the nine were telling me last night. So as I said, I'm speaking in coded form.
Yes, and as Red Eye Jedi says, as a lot of us know, how many coincidences before it's mathematically impossible. Exactly. So let's get into Magenta Pixie. She's talking about when she got with her fella.
And obviously, it's about the one thing that's on everyone's mind, and that is the American competition.
I know.
As if I haven't spoken about this enough. Okay, so what they were telling me is, regarding the American competition and where we are, right now, the presentation in the physical world and everywhere you look for evidence
in the
or
physical world,
the presentation will be.
Remember, we have 2 worlds, and in the Christmas Chronicles 2, it showed you the 2 worlds. When they went down the wormhole, it showed you the 2 worlds.
That Mr. B not only has won, but Mr. B is almost certainly going to be inaugurated into the position of competition winner. That is the evidence there, and something has changed over the last couple of days, which is why the nine are talking to me, as in there were several individuals, many individuals.
Yeah, I'm not into that, Miss Chime. It's not about dipping others, but some people need to be told, and this is why what's going to happen with the people that are going to, going to be like, well, but after that, after they realise, then it'll be proper, proper self-love, proper self-care, proper love to everybody, but the people need to be, as I said before, there's hard love as well.
Who were holding out great...
Why would we delete you, Miss Chime? That's just being a bit silly. Do you know what I mean? No one said anything, so I'm not saying that. We're just saying it is about that. But at the minute, people need to know true hard facts, and that's what is going to happen to people. It's not going to look very loving, but after that, after the people wake up, which is what's going to happen, then it'll be fine because people will understand and everyone will look at each other and be like, oh my God, I can't believe, you know, we were trying to do this, that and the other. But there's a few hard truths coming for some people. So, no.
Hope and faith that all this would turn around and that Mr. T would be declared the rightful winner of the competition. And since this thing that's happened over the last 2 days, they have lost their faith and they are all, they've gone into a state of...
Yeah, but Miss Chime, what do you mean you can't partake in what? There's nothing going on here and there's nothing going on in chat, so partake in what?
despair, and they've kind of given up. So that there's a large group of...
Put it this way, if Biden got in and they'd have got their way, most of us would be dead. The people who were speaking out, who were strong, would be dead. So there's hurting people and people going through a bit of trauma to wake up, and then there was what was coming. What was coming was horrific. So, do you know what I'm saying? For the people who know.
Mr. T followers who have kind of given up over the last
We're in a war anyway.
2 days. There's a whole other bunch of individuals that have not, and they are still standing strong with their faith. But it's because, and I don't really know the rules of the American competition.
That's why there's light workers and healers and that out there that are a lot softer, and then there's warrior types, which I believe I'm in that stance because I just won't let anything go. As in, when people are talking, I don't mean anyone in chat, I'm just saying when people don't want to talk the truth, and there's a lot of people that don't want to look under the carpet. Well, I've looked under that carpet and it ain't pretty, and I will talk about it. No, it's nothing to do with that. I mean, you know, who's taking me down a track? I'm not talking about anybody, but are you talking about, who are you talking about? You talking about Magenta Pixie? You sound like somebody else. Who are you talking about? Who's taking who down a track? Just wondering, out of curiosity, because your words don't make sense in the chat. Remember, chats look different when I'm looking at it on this side. All I've said is, listen to Magenta Picture, she's talking about manifesting. If you know about manifesting, you'll understand what she's saying. No one's taking me down a path because I've done my own research. Yeah, very confusing, Miss. Yeah, you're very confusing, Miss Chime. You don't even sound like Miss Chime. It's like, so who's taking who down? The one you keep referring to, the person is that person that is... Yeah, I've not said the name though, and I'll do what I want because at the end of the day, it's an experience, and I'm talking about an experience. She doesn't take me down anywhere because I'm doing my own thing. I'm in my creative zone. I'm very happy. I'm painting, doing my thing, getting my fellow involved. I've just said that. People don't listen, do they? I don't call that person out like they call me out. I don't say things, personal things. This person does. You're getting me talking about it now. I use it as an experience because it is an experience. And the experience is used to put out there as a response. But it's used in case people out there now are getting backlash off other people. Yeah, but we're not mentioning that, Dave. I'm using it as an experience, right? That doesn't matter to me because this is all going to link up with a chat that I've got to talk about after this video. I said I'd be on a long time tonight. It's because there might be people out there that are having experiences with people, friends, family who are talking like this person does, and why they do it. And this is why I bring an experience up. I can't talk about something if I'm not having an experience in it. Sorry if it's that person, but it's tough at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I don't stand for people chucking shade because this is where we've got here in the first place with people not speaking up. But like I said, after, when people do realise the truth, it'll be easier. But at the end of the day, that person's trying to steal my light because there's a lot of people out there in the spiritual community that I don't resonate with because they think it's all, oh, they're allowed to talk about stuff but nobody else is because they've seen people coming up, waking up, talking the truth and they don't like it. So anyway, let's get on with the Magenta Pixie. Yeah, and honesty is a must. I'm transparent. I don't sit and pretend something. I don't sit and not want to say something when I want to say something. Yeah, but I am helping others, Miss Chime, so I don't know why you're coming in here acting all like that because it's nothing to do with it. I sit here all the time helping people. I know who I am and I know what I'm doing. So let's get on with this video, shall we? Because that just absolutely makes so... No, you're just trying to tell me what to do, basically. And I don't stand for it. Exactly. It just sounds... That sounds very negative because I know who I help at the end of the day. Yeah, exactly. See you later. Bye.
Thing has now happened that is basically, if you look at the physical reality, basically it's a done deal. Anyone who's
That's just a prime example, not getting at that person, but when people don't want people talking about other people, as in brought up as an example, well, these people in the dark, you know, I'm talking about the whole Trump stuff, these people are going to be seen because they need to be seen. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not shoving things under the carpet anymore. If people don't like it, oh well, go to a channel where everyone's dead soft, because I'm not. And I'm only me being me, so there you go. Exactly, Miss Q, and I know what I'm doing, so I don't need to be told off people to sit down, shut up, or you're not doing this. I know what I'm doing. I help a lot of people because I'm also helping myself. It's just brought up as a prime example of an experience. That person doesn't even matter in the sense of it's just their energy, so they don't need to be offended. It's just that energy that's coming up. But I can't talk about something unless I'm experiencing it. I am experiencing, and funnily enough, that sort of experience I was having that I'm taking no notice of, but I can still talk about it because that person put it out there. It's just an experience. And I know people are having that experience out there out there, not on YouTube, with people, with family and friends that are all like, oh my God, on the attack all the time. So you've got to talk about it so people understand where you're coming from. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Manda. So, I just want to put in there because Miss Chime used to come in a lot, and I just think people are losing their heads lately. So let's get into, and it's all right, but that's how I help people. So let's get into this
studies
again.
the American competition and how they work. There's no going back now.
Hi,
That's
Hobbs.
what people are seeing on the physical level, and
Don't
this is what
bother
the
me.
line was showing me. So it's like everybody thinks it's a done deal.
Hi, Danny.
But what they're showing me is...
I'm sitting back now watching
behind
this.
all of that. What is behind the scenes and what is actually real.
Behind the scenes, beyond the veil. It sounds a bit like Christmas Chronicles, if you get what I'm saying.
And obviously what is behind the scenes is a wider perspective. It goes into things that are not seen in the physical world. It goes into future. So I'm seeing a wider perspective when they show me these things, and I see the future as in the timelines that are most likely to play out. Now, because there is so much going on behind the scenes, I can't be shown the full procedure of events, if you will, because much of this is behind the veil for a reason.
And it's all right because all this chat links up to everything else I'm going to say after about what people should be doing, which I've been shouting out for ages.
Because part of the whole operational plan is presenting the physical reality, showing us that it's a done deal and Mr. B is the winner. That's supposed to happen. This is the thing. This is hard to get your head around, but it's meant to be that way. It's a good thing. I know it doesn't seem like that, but from what the Nine is showing me behind the scenes, it's a good thing that it's working out this way. So the presentation in reality, Mr. B is the winner of the American competition. This is a good thing that it's shown this way because it's connected to everything behind the scenes and in the future, because it's all put together.
The revolution started ages ago, James.
As a picture, and I am not shown the steps to do with the way the American competition is run.
Wait till you hear about my visions and dreams that I had this week.
I'm not shown legal steps or law or anything like that. I am shown what's occurring, what the eventuality is. And really, the message the Nine wanted to bring to me to tell everyone is, for those of you who have lost faith,
thank you, Mark,
who are looking at the physical reality,
those who have lost faith, this is how people are acting now. This is why I'm trying to use that as an example, not at that person, just that energy, because that energy is going about like Astral Thief has just said. Remember, the influences right now from above, my boss has been yelling. Exactly, so I can only use it as an example, not at that person, that energy that's going about. That person wants to take that personally, whatever, but I'm talking about the energy of what's going on. This is how people are losing the faith. I never lost my faith with all this, so...
I'm thinking, well, there's no way Mr. T can win now. There's just no way. And it will take a miracle for him to win the American competition. It's not actually a miracle. I mean, you could see it that way, but it isn't. It's actually a factual procedure and state of events that's playing out now and that will continue to play out. So what the Nine are saying is there will be a last minute turnaround. And they are saying to me that it's very important to understand the words last minute because it's really, really...
They're taking it down to the last minute when they least expect, taking it down to the last minute. Tick, tick, boom.
Going to be last minute, which is why they're talking to me, because there's some kind of deadline that has to be met. And if the deadline's not met, then it means Mr. T can't possibly be the winner of the competition.
But he will.
The deadline is either just going to be met literally on the deadline, or the deadline's going to be missed. So everyone's going to think, well, there's no way. And that's kind of already happened with this other thing, but then there's another deadline coming that's either going to occur on the deadline or be missed. And once that deadline is missed, then everyone will think, well, there's no way. But there's this other thing that's going on.
Well, funny enough, Astral Thief, I'm talking about that I wrote down here. So when we get through this, I'm going to put my thoughts and stuff on things. I think I drew it. Where is it? There's quite a few things. Oh, where is it? Oh no, it's on this piece of paper. How we get affected by all sorts of different energies. As above, so below. This little diagram thing that I'm going to show you after this chat. Like I said, this one's going to be a long one, so get a cup of tea.
And that other thing is to do with the fact that this is all new, as in there's no precedent set for this. This is a new precedent because of the reveal of everything that's occurred, the reveal of what has been.
James, you do make me laugh with your freedom pass in England now, lockdown. I've never been locked down in the UK. Continued protesters are in the street. They've been in the street for ages.
Going on. That reveal changes everything and sets a new precedent. And that is this last minute turnaround. So what the Nine are showing me is, yes, it looks like all hope is lost. It looks on the surface like there's no way Mr. T can win. And it's going to continue to look like that for a while. And this deadline is either going to be met dead on, so everyone's sort of on the edge of their seats, or it's going to be missed, and everyone is, really, really
patience is a virtue,
because they think that's it, and that's already started. So there's a lot of despair, a lot of worry, and I wish I could wave a magic wand and take all your worry away.
I pity the fool.
I know that there are those of you who stand in absolute knowing, and you stand in absolute knowing. Mr. T isn't just the winner and going to...
No, it's not a war, James, not like that. We're already in the war, been in that for ages.
On in that position, he's already the winner. It's done physically.
Yeah, Tesla's mine as well.
And physically, and it's done in the higher realms. Those of you that stand in the knowing of that are holding the frequency for this.
It's done in the higher realms, the ones that know that. We do know that. That's why I can't be doing with people talking crap that they've been talking lately when they can't even see what's in front of their face. Two realms merging. Those who know it's done in the higher realms before it comes here, because it comes down into the physical. So if people have been putting out for years and years and centuries, whatever, something good was coming in, or these prophecies were coming in, or whatever it was, it had to come down through somebody. So you could call it channeling, or when people say there's like walk-ins, it had to come through on the physical realm looking like somebody, not who you expect. Because like in the tarot deck, I've got tarots, we all know I've got tarots. Started off, it's like a book, it's like a story, but I'm going to talk about that in a minute because it links up with something else, so I don't want to say that too soon yet. Bit like the book of story, but I'm not going to say it now. I'm going to keep it. Something had to come in. Well, it was Trump. Well, if you know about manifesting, it never comes in the way you it comes in the way you least expect it. It's more exciting that way. It's more exciting that way. So let's just get on with it.
To manifest. Now it has already manifested, but the
Yeah, I
reason
do
why it's not
Astro
being
Thief. People don't like
presented
it.
is because we know we have extensive hijacking, and this isn't just a little bit of hijacking. This is extensive hijacking that is global and very, very concentrated throughout America. So this is why what is real isn't being presented to the people. But those who know, who have knowing, they see, they know, they have the greatest of faith, and they're already.
That's why I've said I can be in the spiritual realm, which I love. Hi, I'm married, but I've always known, and you've heard me say this before. People say, yeah, but that doesn't matter. It's not part of the, the spiritual world. It is, because it's two world merging, and it's a knowing. Yeah, the Kraken's been released. Flynn as well. General Flynn. That it's just a knowing. I had to tune into Q, and I had to tune into Trump right at the beginning, and I knew he wasn't. I knew he wasn't what everyone thought he was. Yeah, we have shifted time. Do you know what I mean? People don't understand that your timeline for Trump is the good timeline, if you want to put it that way. Simple as Biden is not. Biden is the other. He's not the same as Trump, because it is, but it is evil versus good at the end of the day.
Rejoicing, they're already celebrating. They're already
Good
in a
versus
place
evil.
of wow, yeah, this is wonderful. That's where you need to be to assist in the manifestation of this eventuality, which is, I won't say set, because nothing is set until it happens, but it's as near as set as one can possibly get, which is why I am in that celebratory mood, because I know, I see it, I can see it happening, I know what's going to happen, and I've known for months, and,
Yes,
and
Candice.
that knowing is still there. Nothing will shake that from me. Whatever I read on social media, whatever I see on media,
Yes,
or
Julius,
wherever
it's definitely
I look,
good versus evil.
nothing takes away that view, that.
Yeah, I just want to say the Kraken means many different things. In the Q post, it doesn't always mean one thing. We know it's like the electoral fraud, but it also means, obviously, General Flynn knows a lot. They all know a lot. Do you know what I mean? It's just release the Krakens. I mean, basically, release the shit. Do you know what I mean?
Reality of Mr. T being the one that wins.
Oh.
Obviously, there's all this other stuff around that, and there will be an extensive hijacking continually, even beyond this moment when we know that Mr. T has won. Then there'll still be an opposition to that, and there's all sorts.
But this is the thing with a lot of people losing faith, and not being strong within themselves. I might come across on my channel like I'm a bit like, wow, but I'm like that. It's just me. You don't like it, you don't like it. But I do stand up for myself. I don't have people, trying to tell me what I'm not supposed to be doing. I know what I'm here to do.
That's going to go on. So that this, if you will, I don't want to.
And I do it the way I need to do it. If I feel I need to say something, I'm not going to stop myself from saying it because someone might get offended by it. I'm going to say it because that's what's up with people today. Too offended. I don't mean that who came in. I'm just saying this is why we've got ourselves in this situation before, where people just want to be soft with people sometimes.
This chess game. So I'm not going to say.
When those people need to be going told, you need to go and look at yourself and work on yourself instead of blaming everybody else around you. Do you know what I mean?
Word beginning with W or B.
Yes, I am, Stephen.
That means
right from the
swallowing.
beginning.
But this chess game continues.
Because I understand what's going on.
It doesn't just stop, it continues. But at the same time, there is this reveal. And so the opponents within the chess game are continually losing the game. And somehow they're coming in with yet another strategy. So the chess player has to think, oh, what are they doing now? But every time they do that, it makes a dent in their overall agenda because it reveals yet more. It reveals yet more, which is why this has to happen. This whole thing has to happen. And right now, I want to reach the individuals who are feeling, it's not going to be easy for me to reach the individuals who are feeling completely in despair and think that's it, there's no chance. They probably don't watch my video.
And this is why I've been talking about what I talk about and how I talk about being strong and don't worry too much. And, we're going to see some shit, but stay strong. Don't worry too much. A lot of people worrying. I heard someone today in the street saying, this is real life. Do you know what I mean? We are human too. Don't worry about if you're feeling really, you can come around to mine for a drink and don't hesitate. This was another woman talking to another woman who's obviously upset with what's going on. you know, with what's coming up to Christmas, what they think's going on with the virus and all that. Oh yeah, you can have some people around now because it's Christmas. Well, that means it's a load of baloney then, doesn't it? Because it's just realised that it can have people, it has a break at Christmas. Well, that's crap.
But for those of
Yeah,
you
Lois,
who
my
are
truth, just my truth.
wavering and thinking, you know, I'd love it to be
Yeah,
true,
yeah.
but
Yeah, they are
the
hobs.
evidence suggests that it's a done deal. Those people are the ones I want to try to reach, to just give some
Yeah, if you keep sweeping it under the carpet and you lose something important, and they've been sweeping it under the carpet for years.
hope and positivity to, because, well, to share what I see. Now, it is difficult for someone who is clairvoyant or psychic to show another person
I just say what I see at the end of the day.
what they see, because you could just think, well, that's your kooky spiritual insight, and it could be complete nonsense, and everything you see could be, you know.
And that's what people think, you're kooky, and it's, oh, what do you mean, you know, and all that. And it's like, well, if you went within yourself and you knew what was going on, you'd understand what was going on. But a lot of people don't. Hi, Effie.
Fantasyland. So how can we take you seriously? Because we can't see what you see, and I understand that. So whilst I can't give you any evidence of what I'm seeing, of Mr. T continuing in the position he's in and moving forward and not going anywhere and being in the top spot and winning the competition, I can't give you any evidence that that's the case. But I can share with you.
Yeah, they do Astral Thief, yeah.
I trust the 9 and what the 9.
It's like Astral Thief said, the wake up of mankind needs this wake up because too many people are asleep. Pull the rug out from under them. It's coming soon. Yeah, and it's not nice, but it needs to happen because they've been duped. We all have. And for this to change to a different way of living for all in abundance, this is what needs to happen. So when I say tough love, well, if you don't want it to happen because you're scared of people getting hurt, it's not going to happen then, is it? We might as well just bow down because that's what they want you to do. Oh, everything's all like sweetness and light. It's not all sweetness and light in the so-called spiritual community. It's not. It's hard. You know what I mean? It's tough sometimes. So it's good that people can talk and don't go all in the soft mode. I'm not one of them soft people that go all softy. And that's why people go, oh, you're not a spiritual. Yeah, I am, but I'm not a spiritual doormat. And spiritual, what is spiritual anyway? You're all born from spirit. So you're all spiritual, whether you like it or not.
Say to me, and the visions that they show me and that they assist me in seeing. So it's a combination between my own remote viewing,
yes, Matt.
Physical perspective as me, Magenta.
See, like people might look at Magenta and go, remote viewing, and she talks this. Well, yeah, it's a thing, people, if you start tuning in. But I'm just saying, listen to how she's talking about it.
And if you like, the 9's perspective, placing visuals into my field from there.
I got a visual which I'll tell you about after this.
What they see as well. So I've spoken before about this being a psychic way of working and a mediumistic way of working. So you are working horizontally, which is the psychic, and vertically, which is the mediumistic. So that's just one way of putting it. So I can share with you why I have such faith in them, and it's a story I haven't really gone into. I may have touched on
exactly, Susie Q.
But it isn't something I've ever really gone into fully as to why I have such faith in them. And this is a journey. When you
so Magenta Pixie, if you're not into all this, Magenta Pixie realised she channels a group called the 9. She calls them the 9, the white. I can't remember what she calls them, the 9. But this is how she knew there was something going on somewhere else that was speaking to her, and not, you know, evil or whatever, when she knew because of what something, you know, she was having conversations with, channeling, were telling her. And this is how manifestation works. So I love Magenta as well. So we're just going to listen to this because it's really good, and you don't have to know the ins and outs or wonder why, because that's what a lot of people go in the left brain of, wow, don't understand. You don't have to, just listen, and then I'm going to show you what came up with me this week.
Connection with
really
a high-dimensional guidance structure that is outside of the bounds.
That's why I've come on early, you know. I like to chatter, and I'm going to be on for quite a while. What time is it? Yeah, it's 9:30 now, you know what I'm like, but you know, you can watch this at different parts, but you shouldn't be watching TV anyway.
Of linear time.
Me too, Lois.
It's a relationship, and it takes time. If you trust that structure immediately, then
James is on
you
fire.
could be diving in through blind faith, and it may actually be that the structure you are with is nefarious.
Thank you, John. That was it. The White Wing Collective of Conscious of Nine. It's like I call my higher self now, Indigo 7, because of the being I saw and that one that stepped over me. And then I've got the number 7 heaven, you could say, which is the higher realms anyway of your consciousness. So that's what I like to call it. When I call it that, people can laugh, people can do what they want. It doesn't really matter. If you're in tune with certain stuff, you'd know how certain stuff comes in. But I'm going to try and shut up.
It's right for you to question your guidance structure. It's right for you to...
And it's your guidance. If something's helping you in a guidance, you know, it is like a guiding light. At the end of the day, no one's there to tell you it's not true, it's this, that, and the bit. It's your journey. You call it what you want. It doesn't really matter.
Be not necessarily wary, but to be aware and to allow it to take time before that trust can build. And so there was a situation in my life where I went through a journey where I was upset about something, and everything in my physical...
Yeah, but you know what, Dave? I don't really know what you're talking about in chat, but it's not that thing of who's better than anyone else, because that's still a thing, a conversation I'm going to have after this, about people coming up in the light and everyone's got gifts, and that's what all the haters out there don't understand, and that's what I am going to be talking about straight after this chat.
Reality showed me that this situation was over, and I will explain it.
Ooh,
so I'm with,
things.
as you know, Daniel Cat's Magic. We've been together for coming up 18 years. It will be 18 years in April, and we are now hand-fasted, and we have a...
I would so love to get hand-fasted. Oh my God, because it's like, you can say you're married, but you're not. It's just a civil, what's it called? Like whatever you call it. I'd love that. If me and my fellow were like, yeah, that's what I'd do.
Legal civil partnership. So
yeah.
Those two together, we consider ourselves to be married, but we are not actually married in the sense of signing a marriage contract. We signed a civil partnership contract. We're one of the first couples in the United Kingdom to sign.
If you love each other, you love each other, don't you, at the end of the day? Not saying that bad of anyone who's married with a piece of paper, but do you know what I'm saying? No wonder I've never been married. You know what I mean? It's like, some people think put a ring on your finger, control time. I don't think so.
That contract, there's no long-term energy of marriage with this contract because it's brand new. Same contract, but slightly different perhaps, but with a brand new energy to it, an energy of equality rather than an energy of male ownership over the female, that sort of thing. So our divine marriage, our spiritual marriage, was done through a hand...
It's a bit more than that, Dave. It's a bit more than that.
Fasting, and the legal side was done through the civil partnership. So that's where we are now, which is, you know, we consider ourselves to be married and refer to one another
way
as
more than
husband
that.
and wife. That's how we feel. We are with one another spiritually, but legally we're not actually husband and wife. But there you go. So that's 18 years we will have been together in April. But like all relationships, there are problems. And in the early days of our relationship, we did actually separate. Now, we'd been together for 3 years. And I was certain that Daniel was the man I wanted to be with. I was certain that he was my soulmate, twin flame, whatever you want to call it. Although I sometimes questioned that and often had signs. And it was a long time before that sort of fell into its own awareness. These things don't come to you.
I know where my twin flame is.
Immediately. That these things take time. So we separated after being together for 3 years. It was not my wish. It was Daniel, and he left, and it was over. And he was adamant that it was over.
James, I don't need to see the protests in England. I'm from England, and I've been on one of the protests, and I don't watch all that stuff because it's not what I'm doing.
I don't need to go into why, but, you know, just disagreements about certain things. But not enough for me to end a relationship. But, you know, Daniel was in a different space, and he decided it was over. And at that time, he was saying it's over, but I was...
Yeah, they brought things up, but Q's actually more than a quantum. Q's actually more than that, and it doesn't mean that everything Charlie Ward said is actually the truth, because there's some bits that, you know, not looked into that, but it's actually more than that.
That it
More than
wasn't
that.
psychically, and it was confusing me. But I thought perhaps that was something wrong with me.
This is why I don't watch a lot of channels anymore, because I'm tuning into myself. But yeah, it is more than that. Lost scrolls of Q, there's loads, you know what I mean? But that's why I don't watch a lot of stuff, because people just going on and on and on about stuff, and it's like, tune into yourself now. You're supposed to be working on yourself now.
And I needed to accept this, and I was fully aware that in order to recover from a relationship, in order to get over the relationship and heal, you need to accept fully that that relationship is over. If you stay in a place where you're continuously thinking, well, it's not over, we might get back together, you know, perhaps we'll get back together next week or the week after, you can be in a continuous state of pain because you're in a limbo situation psychologically, because you're hoping that this relationship will
Yeah, they are.
get back together, but it's actually over in the physical world. You're seeing that it's over, and you're hurting. This is what everyone is going through right now with this American competition. Not everyone, I shouldn't say everyone, but many people are in this situation where it's like, you know, will Mr. T win? Let's carry on. Let's keep hoping and wishing. And every day nothing is happening, and looking at the media and seeing that, and hurting and worrying.
We have been
So
worrying.
this is a normal way to think when you are in this psychological limbo, but it doesn't assist you in bringing in these boundaries and being able to work with true insight and higher dimensional guidance. So Daniel left and was categorically, absolutely sure that the relationship was over. And I believed what he was saying. Now, I had this thought that perhaps it wasn't over, but I knew I had to accept that it was over in order to heal. So you and that.
I'm always happy. I'm happy most days, because I've been saying for ages, sit back and watch the show. It's a movie we're watching for the people who haven't woken up. It's brilliant, because even the things we're coming, we don't know everything. Even like Magenta Pixie says, she doesn't get told everything. We can't, because we can't. You start blabbing about it, that side are going to know. There is good things coming. A bit like Q said, the last will be magical. You know, but I've always been in that mode of, I don't talk about Q and that in fear. Some people do, I don't. I'm just like, oh my God, do you not, like, whoo!
Yourself to grieve the end of a relationship if you love someone, but it's very important to accept that it's over quickly so that you make a decision.
Yeah, and as Red Eye Jedi says, trust yourself, trust God's plan. Yeah, do the shadow work. Exactly. The spiritual war is won. Exactly. It's manifesting. The psychological war is still playing out, though. That's what we're gonna, and this is what I've been saying. This is what I'm here for, and a lot of you are here for, and you resonate with. We know what's coming after. We know you've got to move the shit out to help other people, because it's already played out there. It plays out up there, and it plays down in here, or it plays out in there, it plays down in here. So that is what's happening. Just like Magenta Pixie said, just like Red Eye Jedi is just saying, and just like I've been saying, week in, week out, release and let go, release and let go. We're healing, and we've got to help the other people heal when they come through. Release and let go, release and let go. It's already been done. It's just playing out. It's like a delayed. It happens there first, and then it happens here. And this is why you're seeing all the shit happen worldwide, because it's a worldwide awakening. Welcome to the Great Awakening, people.
This decision is this relationship's over, and now I can start to heal.
Yeah, Amanda,
You can't
exactly.
heal if you're constantly thinking, well, we could get back together. You're in limbo. So I hope you understand what I'm saying there. Then I started to have this conversation with the Nine. And the Nine was saying to me that the timeline was that it wasn't over.
In a reflection,
and that we would
that's
get back
what's
together.
going on.
So I'm saying to the Nine, well, I understand you're showing me that, and I'm seeing the timeline that you're showing me. We're back together, and it goes on and on and on.
Basically, I'll just fast forward this. Magenta Pixie knew that she had to believe that her... Sounds mad. Believe that a relationship was over, that a relationship would come back. But if you want to go and listen to that, just listen to that, because I was trying to get around near the end bit, not just about that. She was just talking about how she knew that the Nine were talking to her, and how she knew it was real, and how everything they've told her has come to fruition, blah, 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 blah. So I'll just try and fast forward it a bit.
However, what's going on with her? What is going on in her head? I think they both... my brother thought I'd gone a bit crazy, and my dad was like a bit concerned.
So they all think we've gone crazy.
Daniel, when he saw him in the town, look, Magenta thinks you're going to get back together. She's convinced.
I'm gone.
So I wanted to ask you, and I'm going to listen to them. I'm going to try. I'm not gonna give up just yet. This is how I was, and I'm so likening this to what the 9 were telling me last night about what everybody's going through with the Mr. T thing. It's the same. It's exactly the same. So I listened to them.
Because no one put the trust in it. As soon as the Biden thing came out, which we all know is not true, a load of people fall off. A load of people lost their shit. Did you see me lose my shit? Have I ever? No, I've always been like, calm down, chill your beans, you know what's going on. That's not what's happening.
What they said, and I carried on living as though we were together, and they would tell me to wake up in the morning. When I was saying being a little girl, it's a program, and so
got to get rid of the programs.
It isn't real. That's a program. That's programming we are brainwashed with when we're born. As little girls, we are brainwashed with this. I'm going to grow up one day and get married and have a husband, and you know that's just in your head from being a little girl. It's a program, and so we're in resistance to not having it at a very young age, and we have to release these programs. So this whole teaching with the 9 and splitting up with Daniel for 3 months and him saying it was over was a fantastic thing for me. Looking back, it was wonderful teaching. It was wonderful for our relationship.
Yeah, there is an illusion.
For my spiritual journey, for his spiritual journey, and now for the Mr. T situation. Like 15 years later.
Oh.
So anyway, the story is we slowly got back together without really sort of labeling it. We were friends, and then we got back together, and it happened very naturally and organically because I followed the 9, and we've been together ever since. And you know, now we're handfasted and civil partnershiped, and we consider ourselves to be married, and we're together. So that's the story. But those 3 months were really, really difficult. And what I'm saying here is, I'm not saying we need to accept that the
thank you, Effie. Magenta picks his channels in the chat.
Winner is over. What we need to accept is what's happening. What's happening on the physical level is happening, and it's going to play out.
Yeah.
And that's what we're being shown. So
yeah, we are the news
just take
now.
that on board. That's what everyone is seeing. That's the physical reality. And these things are occurring, and this deadline may well be missed or caught just in time, and it's potentially worrying, but it's only worrying if you're caught up in the not knowing, if you're thrown along emotionally with the tide, if you are in a state of hope, and but that's disempowering. I'm not saying hope is disempowering.
Yeah, she's not saying hope is disempowering because we hope, but I've always said it's a knowing. I know it's a knowing. It's a knowing.
Hope is wonderful. Hope is fantastic, but hope without knowing is disempowering because you don't know. So if you stand in the empowerment of knowing, and then you anchor that timeline, which is living as though it's already happened.
I know Trump's good. I know he's working for the light. I know he's already won. That's what happens.
Mr. T is the winner. He's always been the winner. He never lost. He's the winner. He will continue to be the winner. And he's in a position of the position.
Yeah, but don't worry because it ain't going to be Camilla.
He takes is the king, let's say. That's a metaphor. I have had people write to me and say there's no king in America. Yeah, I'm fully aware that there's no royal family or king in America. This is a metaphor. He is the king. He's been the king for 4 years. He has won the competition. He will continue to be the king. And you live as if this has happened. Now imagine how you would feel right now if all of a sudden you turned on the television and there was some media newscaster saying to you,
remember he checkmated the Queen.
This has happened, and Mr. T has been declared the winner. Okay, just imagine how you would feel. I'm speaking obviously to those who support Mr. T. I'm not speaking to those who support Mr. B, because you're obviously going to feel very different. But to those who are aware of the situation, and that this is light against dark, this is good versus evil, this is cabal versus the free humans on this planet, imagine how you would feel. The euphoria, the relief, the happiness, the joy. So live each day feeling like that, regardless of what you see, regardless of what you hear, because that is manifesting this timeline. And because this is a global timeline, with me, with Daniel, I'm manifesting my own relationships. It takes one person, from my perspective, to manifest the relationship. So me, as Magenta, one person to manifest that relationship from the perspective of my individual reality. Obviously, that's Daniel's reality was different, but from my reality, I can manifest this because I'm one person. But yes, from the higher viewpoint, there are no other people. You are the only one. But looking on the global level, at the global collective consciousness of the starseeds, I don't have the power individually.
What do I do? What, Danny?
To manifest the timeline when Mr. T wins and anchor that, but together,
I stay in my own light, my own joy. Do what you love and love what you do.
Together, as a starseed collective, we are, and many are holding that.
I'll tell you after this.
Now, so my talk today here in this video, after speaking to the 9 all night or having them talk to me all night,
talking about
is
that
to reach
after
those
this video.
Not got that knowing, who are in a state of worry. I'm trying to share with you how much I trust the 9 and how much I trust what I see because of that situation that happened to me 15 years ago. At that time, everything in the real world was showing me it's over. There's no way we're going to get back together. And the 9 are saying, here's the future. This is you two back together. Here you are. And it was confusing me. So I understand completely where you are if you're seeing all this evidence that suggests it's over for Mr. T, And these crazy psychics are saying, well, no, it's not. Then that must be very confusing for you because you're like, well, why are you saying that when the evidence suggests? So we're looking at evidence, but we're also looking at timelines and energy and knowing. And when we hold knowing, we anchor that reality. So I hope that story has...
No, I don't look into all that.
...shown you how and why I trust the 9. That's not the only reason, but that was one of the big lessons that I've had. There've been multiple lessons. So I found myself in absolute faith with the 9, which is why I have faith in this. There's not a shred of doubt in me. As I've said in the last couple of...
Like I said, there isn't a shred of doubt. There's never been a shred of doubt in here with me. I've always said to Dave Maud in chat, Dave, haven't I, Dave? I've always said, no, go and research, do this. Never stumbled, never fell. When everyone crumbled, I was like, no, haven't a shred of doubt at all.
Round tables and interviews that I've done, there's not a shred of doubt in me that this reality won't manifest, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, Lois. We've already been living in the New World Order. They were just about to cap it off. So it's not we're going to a New World Order. They were about to cap it off. Thank God Trump got in and all that sort of stuff. So like I said, we're not going into that war. We're already in it.
That Mr. T won't win. I don't doubt it, regardless of what happens. And this deadline, I don't know what the dedeadline is, but there's some kind of legal deadline.
Yeah, and that means so many things on a different level.
It could even be inauguration day, and is that the deadline that's missed?
As well.
And yet Mr. T still wins.
Yeah, we've
I don't know. I can't work out
watching
what
the playback.
Yeah, actual cut-off points are. It's all
people are going to feel very stupid when they realise how they've been duped and what they believed in. But like I said, that's gonna have to be shown anyway, so you know how not to get duped ever again.
Now, today, we're the 25th of November.
And the negativity is absolutely off the scale, and that's what I was trying to tell Miss Chime before, because people don't want to listen to it. And I'm going to talk about it.
The physical reality is that Mr. B...
And it's off the chart because of what's going on. They've got it's the last... It's the end game, innit, Avengers? It's the end game. That's why they had the end game. The end game. It's their end game. It's the end of their world. The negativity is so rife right now, even with people that don't even know why they're going against other people, because those entities and energies are about. And when you've got, I'd say, a hole in your aura, it will come in and you'll go on to other people that you shouldn't even be going on. And this is why I was trying to say before, I was just bringing up that experience, because it is what's happening, and they're trying to... Like I said the other day, they're like Klingons out of Star Trek. They're clinging on for dear life, but do you know what I mean? We're just peeling the fingers back, and then they're going to fall, because it is what's going on and it is happening. And I will talk about it.
And that's what we're seeing. And Mr. T is kind of taking a step back and allowing it. Trust.
See, even there, Hobbs is saying, and hi Hobbs, I have had an overwhelming feeling for a while now that something big is about to happen soon in a positive way. Yeah, it's not going to feel positive to some people, because if you don't know what's going to going down, it's going to look bad, but it's not. But it's that intuitive knowing, that feeling something good. We don't exactly know what the thing is. You know, people are going about, oh, this is going to happen, and it's the ascension, and it's like this big solar do. Maybe it is, maybe, but we don't know the actual truth of what it exactly is. Nobody does, but we know it's something good. And it'd be a spoiler alert, wouldn't it, at the end of the film, if we all knew, because we're basically in a movie, all of us. We are the superheroes. We are the ones that came here to save ourselves. Not Trump's not a saviour. We're all each other's saviour. You're the saviour of yourself. When you go back to your inner elf, knowing what your whole, going back to one of your wholeness. But this is in a meditation I had today, which I'm going to talk about after this video. So let's get through this video so I can tell you what I've had seen this week. This is why I've not been watching a lot of stuff. I've just been tuning into my inner self, my visions and my dreams that have come this week. And I did have the dream about Magenta Pixie the other week, going to the fair, and she was there. So connected to her in the astrals. But let's get through this video.
And hold that knowing. So I'm sharing with you why.
Yeah, and just like Sue said, anyone who's still watching MSM, it's going to feel like a train wreck. It definitely is.
Have the faith in these future visions, because it happened to me before. I know how the 9 work. I know what the 9 are. I know and understand the visions that
See, some people are getting visions of tsunamis and they think a big flood's coming. It's not that. It's a tsunami of information. It's not going to be good for some people, because some people aren't awake to jack shit. Do you know what I mean? In any realms, even in the physical realm or the spiritual realm, they're not awoke to nothing. Can you imagine how them people are going to feel? So it is going to be a tsunami. And don't get me wrong, people are going to be whoop, but there's people here to help, because enough people are waking up.
And the visions that I see are availabilities for manifestation. If they weren't available for manifestation, they wouldn't be there. If they're there as a clear, cohesive pathway, they are a potential future with a high potential of manifesting.
Yeah.
This one is almost set. It's as near to set as can be. Way above 90%, way above 95%, 98, 99% even of manifesting. How it actually plays out and what the nuances are and what the different things that will happen in the meantime and how the chess game is played is all another set of potentials and fluctuations within those potentials. But the outcome is there. And by living as though it's already happened, living in the knowing that it's going to happen.
I just thought what the dream might have been with Magenta Pixie when we was at the fairground.
In a linear sense, but in the actual state of your emotions. So that when you see something on the media or read something on social media, instead of thinking, oh no, that means Mr. T can't win, I'm so upset, it's like it's too late now, it's going to take a miracle for anything to change. Instead of going there, which is understandable, I did it myself, as you know, 15 years ago, because I just told you, it's understandable. Instead of going there, it's like, that's nothing. That's playing out on the physical level. It's meaningless. Because look at the future, look at the timeline, look where we're going. We're on track for the ascension timeline. We're not going into the world of the order of the new. We are not going into that.
No.
That's not the probability. It's a desperate grasp to get it. It's an agenda to create it. It's a continual using every single possible maneuver to get it, but it simply isn't working. The predominant timeline is the ascension timeline, running through our reality in this spiral formation as we go forward. And the person that stands as the winner of the American competition is Mr. T. Now, may it be that the American competition itself changes. Will the position of the winner change? This is new. This is new uncharted territory. Something new is happening. We're setting a precedent. The precedent is being set within the American competition, within America, and then that is filtering out into the rest of the world. And this set precedent is going everywhere.
Stand my ground.
And then there's this parallel between the United States and the UK that's kind of opposing ends of a Wow, I don't know what I'm seeing here. Some kind
Attunements,
of
James.
weighing scales with an elastic band in between. So one end of the elastic band is America, one end of the elastic band is the UK, and it's pulling really tightly. This is what the 9 was showing me last night, because the UK are kind of on the other end of what's happening.
It's really funny you said elastic band, because someone's talking about a relationship, and I was like, they're like an elastic band. They stretch right out. They're stretching us as far as they can go with the whole virus thing. Now the Christmas thing of, oh yeah, you can do this and you can do that. A virus doesn't go, oh, hang on a minute, you can all meet up at Christmas because I think I'm just going to have a day off because it's Christmas. Hello, wakey time. Stretching you that far that all of a sudden, what happens? It pings straight back in. If that pings, can you imagine an elastic band with, I don't know, a load of balls in the middle, and it stretches out that far that when it comes back in, it's like, boom, you know? It's going to be...
America. And what that actually means is the more that the ascension timeline is manifesting, and which involves the lack of the pathogen agenda, and the lack of the going to.
And it's funny that Debbie's saying 2 weeks ago I had a first dream and a visitor was the most profound thing I've ever gone through. A lot of people are dreaming again. I'll tell you, I dreamed the other day, this week.
Your homes and not going out agenda, that the opposite, it's holding the liberty, the freedom. The UK is right on the other end, holding the opposite of that, because it's joined. It's like the people who are controlling the UK are joined very much to the people in the US. This is happening across the world. So I don't know whether I'm seeing it as such a parallel, such a strong parallel, because I live in the UK and I'm focused on the UK because I live here, or I don't think it's that. I think I'm actually taking an objective viewpoint here and still seeing the UK as some kind of parallel to the US. I'm not fully sure what that means yet.
Thank you, Karen.
And I'm going to be tuning in on that more. So that doesn't look good for the UK on the surface, but just like
So
the
does
US,
feel
behind
good,
the scenes
feel
it
good,
is
yeah.
good. And what it does also mean is when everything starts to fall apart here in the UK, that's when everything comes out in the US. So the whole American competition, and
All
the
connected.
reveal and the changes,
all
and this new
connected.
precedent that's being set, and the missing of the deadline, but the last minute turnaround, that's all happening at the same time as this third wave of awakening,
Yeah.
which is the third going to the houses, which I said when I did the interview recently with Daniel and with Nina. So you can go back and listen to that if you haven't heard it. So I talk about that.
Yeah.
So this is what the 9 were telling me about last night, and it was mainly to do with the fact that there's a large number of people who've kind of lost. They've given up in their
Now listen to this bit that she says about people giving up and not staying in the knowing.
emotions. It's like there's no way it's going to happen now. It's just not possible. Look at what's happening. So I'm here to
I've proper had to
try
stand my
to
ground with this.
show my perspective to those who are in that place, and for those who still can't go with that, regardless of what I've said, that's fine. I'm sharing my perspective. Just take it on board, you know. But for those who feel, well, you know, I'm not.
Yeah,
gonna give
Nikola
up.
Tesla.
I am going to carry on. I'm going to hold strong. If you
Yeah, and the looking glass was shown in the Christmas Chronicles. Do you know what I mean?
do that,
So
then come into the place of knowing and live every day as if it's already happened. So like when I wasn't with Daniel and I had to wake up and look at an empty pillow and say, morning, darling, I love you. We're together, I'm so happy. You know, I had to do that. Do the same thing, literally. If you can't do it in mind.
and I know
and
this
in
works
emotion,
because I do it.
do it actually in the way you live. As in, wake up, oh, I'm so glad Mr. T is the king and he won the competition. I'm so glad that Mr. T is in control and Mr. T's team is in control. Isn't that amazing? That means ascension. That means freedom. Live that way, no matter what you see on the physical level. Live that way. Not only will it help you to sail through your day in a state of joy and raise your immunity to pathogenic situations and allow you to have a happy life, Because regardless of what's going on right now,
That's why in the Christmas Chronicles, when they were both happy on both sides of the realms, that's how it all worked together. They were syncing. So because they were. You know, when the elves were all naughty, that was going a bit shit in that realm. A bit like your higher realms of yourself. So either way, whatever way you look at it, it doesn't really matter.
now in this extremely challenging time, so many people are not enjoying their life. You have a sovereign right to have a happy life. So find the joy. It's there. It's just not obvious in the physical world. It's there behind the scenes.
Like I said, if
and
you
it's
didn't
there
know, Christmas Chronicles 2 just came out yesterday on Jfk Jr.'s birthday.
waiting to be manifested by those holding the joy. And to those who are doing this already, then good for you.
I
You're
do
a
it.
kindred spirit. I'm there as well. And it doesn't take many of us.
Nope.
We only need a few. I don't have a number, but we only need a few of us holding the knowing and holding that faith mixed with knowing to manifest that time.
Holding the knowing with Trump. Wait till you hear me dream the other night.
They're there. They're there in number as well. So
Or the
this
other
is what
morning
Mike
or whatever
spoke
it
to me
was.
about last night, and I know I'm talking about the American competition a lot, but some people are seeing that as not being spiritual and ignoring the spiritual realms by talking about something so 3D and mundane. This is the way the spiritual comes into.
Right, this is important to people who sit out there, and especially even spiritual people who go, oh yeah, but it's not real. Well, obviously I thought you understood. And the people who don't get it, this is how it works. This is how I see it. This is how a lot of people see it. And I'm just saying this is my perception on it as well. And a lot of people feel like this. So let's just listen to this bit because I loved the way she put it together. I've talked about this anyway. A lot of people know, but this is how it works when it comes into the physical. So
this is what the Nine spoke to me about last night. And I know I'm talking about the American competition a lot, but some people are seeing that as not being spiritual and, ignoring the spiritual realms by talking about something so 3D and mundane. This is the way the spiritual comes into the physical and allows the energy of that.
is that my physical and my spiritual energy comes through my paintings at a show, my art, and that because that is the spiritual. That's how Source speaks anyway. It comes through me, through to my hands, onto, as I'm just doodling away here, onto paper, into the physical. You know, music comes through people. They play an instrument. They make this beautiful music. That's how it comes into the physical.
Metaphysical, spiritual reality to flourish within us, because the agenda from the negative side is to shut that down. That's what the whole Maxine and other things are about. It shuts that down.
Yep.
And so it is very, very, very intertwined with the American competition, because that's the Stargate through Mr. T and Mr. T's team around him. That's the Stargate that opens up that freedom, provides the blocks to the chess game of the negative agenda, and spills out into the rest of the planet.
Yeah, it does,
so
Mark.
that we can embrace.
What I'm going to be
spiritual.
talking about
I'm
in a
not saying
minute.
we can't
Yes, it
embrace the
does.
spiritual. We can, but
That's why you all have
this is a
different
global
gifts. Different
movement.
gifts.
This isn't individual. Years ago, the spiritual journey was individual. Ascension was taken individually.
See, she just said the ascension was taken individually. That's what I said before, and I've said this before. There's a lot of people think, oh, it's individually. You've got to do it on your own. You've got to go within. You've got to do this. You've not got to care. It doesn't matter what's going on out there. This is different because it's a different timeline. It's now that we're doing it together. Just like she explains here, it used to be individual. It's not now. It's a consciousness. It's a collective. It's totally different to then, and that's what people are getting mixed up with. It's moved on since then.
Or in small groups. This isn't individual. Years ago, the spiritual journey was individual. Ascension was taken individually.
I mean, we are doing it individually, but it's all
or
about
in small groups.
it's
Or in
mass.
reasonably large groups, but still small compared to the
Yeah.
global reality. But this is
That's
a
why
global
there's a lot of people getting their
movement.
asses
this
out
is a
lately.
collective movement across the entire planet.
Yeah.
And we're all significant in it. So I hope that that little relaying of the energy that the Nine came in with last night has helped, and me explaining what happened with me and Daniel and why that journey gave me the faith to be able to anchor and manifest a timeline that is available and that can be seen clearly and live through it. Another little funny thing I did actually was when I was looking at that timeline of me and Daniel together, at one point I saw Daniel in the future. This is way in the future because I wasn't with him when I saw this future vision. It was when I was talking to the 9. So Daniel put his arm around me, and then Magenta waves to me in the past and says, "Look, we're together." And then she says to Daniel, "You need to wave at Magenta in the past because she's really, really unhappy because we're not together. And she doesn't think we're going to get back together. So you need to wave to her. You need to wave to her." And so Daniel, and the Daniel that I knew at the time wasn't even speaking to me, didn't want to be with me. But the Daniel in the future was in love with me again. And I'm thinking, there's these two Daniels. And this Daniel in the future turned around and waved, "Hi, Magenta," in the past. And I thought, oh my goodness. So when we...
Thank you, Effie. Since I've been watching you, Dolly, I've seen your transformation slowly but surely into your knowing, a journey we all need to take. Yeah, and that's what we've all got to do. This is what I'll be talking about because this is going off in a minute. This
did
is
actually
the
get
whole
back together, and when we were sort of,
process.
in a relationship beyond being friends, after a while, I did wait for a while. Once I knew that I was sure that we were united again, I actually did. And it was even the place. I actually saw this place. It was a place we used to go to, and that was in the vision. So we went to this place, and I actually did that, and I said, you need to wave to Magenta in the past and tell her because she thinks we're not together, and that's what we actually did. So I waved at Magenta in the past, and so did Daniel, to close that manifestation loop, if you will. That's
If you want.
high manifestation. It works. You can do this, and we can do this collectively with this situation. That's what we are doing. So,
Yeah.
So yes, thank you so much for listening to me today, and I will be back with more videos. Love you all. Hang on in there, stand strong, and I will be back soon. Bye.
Right, and it's funny because there's a lot of people out there who hate Magenta Pixies. Well, it's just an absolute joke because I'm going to say it like it is now. Now, we've got all the stuff going on 3D. Magenta Pixies says it very well there. People who know the knowing. And there used to be a time when it was more for, go within oneself. But it's not. It's en masse now. It's about service to others. So it is en masse. Now, I'm not going to get distracted by chat at the minute because I've got a lot that I want to get out here. Now, during the Trump release of Kraken thing, we all know what's going on there. I've not been watching nothing for the past 2 weeks really on much, and especially with the 3D, because I've been saying I know what's going on. That's not because I know what's going on with I know what's going on. I know about the matter. I know what's going on with the vaccine. Like everyone, it's still going on about that, but I don't need to know that because I know what's coming. I know what's going on. I don't need to focus on all that. It's not where my focus lies. My focus lies on me, my family, the people that exist in my life. Off here. That exist in my life, around me, my loved ones, whatever. And the things that I love doing keeps me in my light, keeps me strong because I do the things that I love and what I love to do. And that's why I put a little picture up today on my community page. Now, I'd get another cup of tea or something because you know what I'm like for waffling on, but I need to get this out the way I get it out. And that's how you keep strong. You do what you love. You don't let anybody tell you out there, doesn't matter if it's family and friends, who they think you are. Right? This is what I was trying to get on before when I was talking about a certain person. It's not really that person, it's that energy. And then someone came and said, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing that." No, you're only saying that because you know who I'm talking about. I'm not saying that name because I don't need to. But what it is when people go on the journey, they start shining their own light. You've all got gifts. We've all got gifts. It ain't just I've got a gift. Magenta Pixie's got a gift. You've all got beautiful gifts. Just as someone said in chat before, we've all got something. Source works through everyone. So I love crafting, you've seen my paintings, the jewelry, the things that I do, and because I'm connecting with myself. So there's a lot of things I do. I've got a lot of gifts. I've got gifts. I'm going to big myself up. I've got gifts. That's how it comes through me into the physical. It'll come through you. Dave Maud, you liked your music. Everybody's got a gift. They're all different. They can be the same. You might be arty like me, but there's room enough for everybody to be a painter, a singer, a woodworker, whatever it is that you love to do. That's what it's about. What you love to do. Not what trying to be like somebody else. Do what you love and it will flow so easily. That's why it never feels... I have a lot of energy every day, even with the exercise I'm doing now with my fella and this, that and the other. Now, I'm going to show you another example here of something. Now, since I got with my fella, who, by the way, I knew when I was about 17, but we never really spoke to each other, we got together in lockdown. Bit of a funny time to get together, really, with what's going on. And we are on a bit of a different thing with believing in different things, but that's okay, because he grounds me a little bit, and then I try and get him in the, out of the left brain, let's say. Now, I got him into painting, and I put one of his paintings up yesterday with the roses, but it's abstract, and it takes his mind off other things because, you know, some people are getting a bit down with, you know, being made to work at home and so on and so forth. So since he's got with me, he's been more creative. I wonder why that is. Because my creativity of him seeing me is rubbing off on him. And he's getting to love it, and he's trying to find... Yeah, the roses were awesome. They were abstract. It's beautiful. I'll show you another picture in a minute, if anyone who didn't see it. And he's getting into that, and he's finding his own way of how he likes to paint. And it's not that, and he always goes, I don't look at anything, how to paint anything, he's just doing it. You know, you can have a look at, someone might paint something like this, someone might paint, you get an idea, then you go and do your own thing. But he's just doing what's coming through him, and he's trying to find his own, his own, what's the word called? Like the way I draw or the way I paint, his own signature thing. You don't need to go to art school. It's not about that. It's just going with the flow and doing what comes. Nothing's wrong or right. Nothing's wrong or right. No one can tell me I'm not an artist. I'm an artist. Did you go to university? No. Do I need to? No. I don't need to be told of somebody what I am. If I started singing or making music, I'm a musician. I don't need to be told off anybody. I don't need someone to tell me what I am and what I'm not. So he's been painting, and he's getting into his own style, and he's trying to figure out what it is he likes doing and how to use the paints. He's not looking at how to paint, he's just doing it, right? So I said, right, I'm going to try and do some roses. They're a bit abstract, but these are not finished yet. But this is an example of something. This is an example of painting. But I'm going to put my own touches on it. It'll look nothing like this when it's finished, as you've seen with some of my other stuff. But I'm just putting the foundations down to this picture. So I said, I'm going to do some roses, but I'm going to put a spin on it because mine will have something to do with a spiritual story in mine. But this is just an example. So I'm doing a little canvas, right? And so far, it just looks like this. And I know you can't see properly in the light because it looks a bit mad at the minute. But I've got to wait for the layers to dry, and then I'll layer it up and layer it up. So what I'm trying to say is, he did a picture of his big abstract roses, which I'll just find now, because this is just an example of how it should be working. You'll get it in a minute when I talk about all the other stuff that I'm going to talk about, because I need to get this out of my system tonight. I need to release it all. So let me just find the picture. So if you didn't see it, it's on a community page. And my flowers were totally different before, but they'll be different again when I've laid it up. But my fella did this painting. So it's like a rose garden. It's like quite abstract, and it's a really big, that board's as big as this one. This massive one here, it's as big as this massive big one. You could be, yeah, I'd love that. I'd love that. Even though they'd probably say, you've been to university. I know, don't have to be an art teacher. Just if you want to do the stuff I do, I'll teach you how to do it. Well, there'll be something coming up with that. So now, in the realms of what's going on with negative people, now, he did that picture, and I said, right, I'm going to do a rose picture map, but mine will have different stuff added that'll look nothing like that. Totally two different pictures. Roses, totally two different pictures. So if someone was negative, they'd go, oh, are you doing a rose picture? Because I was doing a rose picture. Yeah, yours are all right, but, you know, mine are better. It's like, no, I said to him, yours are beautiful. I really love the way you've done yours. And he's like, do you think? I went, no, yours are beautiful the way they are. And he went, oh, yeah, I was going to do mine a bit like yours because mine looked totally different than that before. They were a totally different colour. I'm just layering it up and seeing what I'm doing, just going with flow. I have the trust in my intuitiveness to just let that go and build up, and whatever it becomes, it becomes. So he was like, I said, no, yours is beautiful, mine is different, but they're both beautiful, but they're both different. They're both representation of roses of whatever we're doing. but they're both different, and that's okay. What I'm trying to say is you can have, I could go, oh, let's do a picture of this, and you'll all do the same, but it won't be the same because it'll be slightly different because we're all different, and you put your own spin on it, and they wouldn't look exactly the same. And anyway, with abstract art, it doesn't really matter anyway. So what I'm trying to say is, when people shine the light, there's always people who are envious, and I'm gonna, because I heard two things going on today with that, with Magenta Pixie and someone else, and I sort of just wrote it down. I thought it's exactly what I think. And that's exactly how I feel with people at the minute. And I could say not people, it's energies going about. Is, you know, it came to me in the form of a video because I was thinking about it. That's how the universe works as well. So basically, let's see if I get this in. And someone said this, and I wrote bits down. I thought, yeah, it's exactly how I feel. And it just says it as it is. I can't remember who it was, but it's brilliant. And that is what, you know, we've been talking about, people projecting. And I don't care if this person's listening. It's not about them. It's about what's happening in people's lives with negative energy. So whenever your presence, you know, my presence, when I'm on here with my presence, yeah, everything is energy, exactly. And that's what it's all about. That's why I'm going to go through the whole thing, and what we're supposed to be doing here on Earth now is, whenever your presence, so say for example me, my presence shines, right? Whenever I'm in my presence and I'm doing whatever it is that I'm doing, and I share on YouTube, so I do get hate sometimes, you know what I mean? That just goes with the territory of what's going on. But people will realise, you know, in the future there won't be that going on, because whenever your presence, what is going on there? My phone. Right, whenever your presence diminishes somebody else's significance, you will deal with hate. And it's true. I've been shining my light, and there's people out there, and I've had this in the past with things I was looking at in the past, and people trolling and doing shitty little videos that they like to do. Small-minded, mindless, no backbone people. And that's the truth, because I'll talk about that in a minute. They do little videos because, like I said, whenever you shine, these people feel significant. Because when the light shines, there's always a bit of shade that wants to be chucked at the light, because they feel insignificant. And the reason why they go into hate, which is envy, is it's the mind's ego dealing, the mind's way, the ego's way of dealing with insecurities within themselves. They can only be the one talking about whatever it's talking about. No one else can. Like, how dare they start talking about, I don't know, the Great Awakening. We were talking about years ago. Well, get over it, because it's called the Great Awakening because everyone's waking up. So they go into like that sort of mode of insignificance because someone else is sharing the light. So they want to chuck shade. And you're so bright, they have to put the shades on. But they want to chuck shade. They want to chuck dirt. And they want to make dirt stick. So when people envy others, they throw shade. And it's like that saying when you go, that person's really shady. If you don't know, in the UK, they'll say, that person's really shady. Shady people. That means, shady means the people who are negative. They like to chuck the shade at people. They like to be negative and try and make out somebody's this, that and the other, when they don't know them at all. And they literally sit in the shade. They sit in the dark, you know, chucking shade. So when people try to get others to see somebody in a different light, because there's a person who's been trying to get people to see me in a different light, but it doesn't bother me because I know my light. And and the people who go into them sort of chats and believe what one person says, it's a bit like mainstream media telling people something about somebody, which they do, and saying they're this, that and the other. Now, that person doesn't know me from Adam. They've never met me. They've never spoke to me in real life. So it's just their perception. But they'll tell other people, like mainstream media do, that, and I'm talking about this because it's an example, and it's true at the end of the day, that, oh, this person's this person's that. And they do this, this and this to me. And they do this, this and this. And they're this, and they're not on their path. And they're whatever bullcrap they're talking about. The people in that chat or wherever will just lap it up, you know. But those people haven't met me in real life, spoke to me in real life, had a conversation with me in real life at all. They're just taking it as gospel because that person said it and maybe they think highly of them. But they haven't had a conversation with me or met me in real life. So actually they know jack shit, right? And these people don't actually research anything that I may have done in the past, said in the past, whatever. And even still, they haven't met me, spoke to me, had a conversation with me. They just go off gospel, what somebody else says. And those sort of people that do that, because it's just the same if people watch mainstream media, sorry, might sound a bit nasty, but it's true, is a very weak-minded person, because you're getting people to manipulate your mind because somebody's told you. And also, they have no backbone. Do you know what I mean? Those types always research the least. Yeah, they do. They're the ones that never research because they can't be bothered. They've got no backbone. They've got no, they're very, very weak-minded people because they get manipulated off what other people say. Now, I know once, when me and Roxanne, if people know, I'm not explaining who Roxanne is, went somewhere, met each other, and someone was saying something about Roxanne. And they used to believe what these people used to say. But when they actually met her in real life off YouTube and out on the streets, they actually realised she wasn't what someone was saying. She was a nice girl, you know, doing good things. Doesn't matter if they didn't agree on everything. And realised, and then stopped calling her and stopped doing video and stopped doing this because they realised that you can't just go off what someone's saying. It's a bit like Q and all that. People don't research. You have to do the research yourself. So this is why, this is going to sound really like, I don't care about these people. They're not in my existence because I don't let them into my existence. If I'm in their existence because they're still moaning about it, it's because they're letting me be in their existence because they're focusing on me, watching me, and there it is, 55 in chat and 54 in chat and 54 thumbs up. So there's a validation right there of the truth, is because they're focusing on me. That's what the truth is. And they have insecurities in themselves. And they don't want people coming through the awakening because they used to feel important ages ago when they were talking about it when a lot of people weren't on it. It's not a trend. It's a thing that's happening. So they chuck shade. It's all about you working on yourself. You shouldn't be chucking shade on people. And someone said, oh, you're chucking shade on. And now, no, I'm not. I'm just talking about the experience. I haven't gone in under the underbelts trying to tell people this and this, and she says this and this, she does this and this, and tries to go under the belt with certain sort of personal things that they tried to do the other day but deleted it. Just saying, I saw it anyway. So and all it is a reflection of themselves, that they're not happy within themselves. So if you get this sort of energy chucked at you through family and friends, just realise it isn't you, it's a reflection. It's projecting of what they're projecting about themselves because they're not happy with something. They're not getting rid of the traumas, they're not looking at them, they're not going within. They need to do more work on themselves. Well, they need to do more work on themselves. Like I said, weak-minded. They think that no one else can have gifts, only them. Everybody's got the gifts. And there's 57 and 57. Everybody's got the gifts. You know, and like I said before, you should be happy that people are waking up. Doesn't matter what they're doing. And everyone can have the same gifts. Like I said, with the rose painting, you can be a painter. Someone else can be a painter. There's enough abundance in the world for everyone to do what they love. That's the way it's meant to be. I've put there's enough room for everyone to shine their light, as each and every one of you has gifts. We need solutions, writers, dancers, visionaries. That's what I've been saying. There's people talking with solutions and everything. I'm just saying I'm too bright for some. So they put their shade and throw their shade at me because they don't want people to be waking up because they used to feel special at a time or whatever it is. But basically, everyone needs to be doing the work on themselves. When you're doing that to others and you say you're from love and light, you're just projecting. And it isn't good energy anyway, and no one really wants to hear about it. It's pretty boring. But when you see someone constantly doing that, it's pure projection all the time. There's enough light for everybody. There's enough abundance for everybody. Everybody's got the gifts and you're coming into your own gifts now. And when you get them, shine bright, shine bright. Don't take the shade. They'll have to wear sunglasses because you're that shiny. Do you know what I mean? So Yeah, and it does come from within. So people shouldn't be getting jealous and envious of other people, of what they're doing or what I'm doing on here or what she's doing there or blah, blah, blah. So what? Go and do what you love. This is why I always say, focus on yourself, love what you do and do what you love. And more of it will come. Now, I've had, I think I'll read this out and then I'm going to go through my dreams and visions that I've had this week. Now, this is me talking about my journey. And this is what came in this week. So I don't need other people off other channels going, oh, she's not doing it. It's that. It's my journey. And now she's saying this, saying that. No, this is my journey of what I put out, you know. I don't need people looking through my channel and trying to make up in their head what they think it is. It's rather sad, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, I just say it like it is. I'm not afraid of saying it like it is. I feel sorry for people, but this is where I said to Miss Shine before, those people, when they wake up again, will realise, you know, what's been going on and why they have these thoughts that they have. Because, yeah, you attract your own vibe, exactly. So, I wrote this out yesterday. It's like automatic writing, if you don't know what it's like. It's like you say channel it. It just comes through. I write it dead scruffy, and then I read it back, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't even read it. So, this whole thing came in of, on Earth, I'm just going to read this as it is. It could be all muddled up or anything. But on Earth, we are cycling, right? We're in cycles. I'm in my own cycle. You're in your cycle. You're on your path. You're on your journey. Whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. You're on the ascension. Hopefully we're spiralling up. Remember I said about the spiralling? Some people are spiralling down. I don't choose to spiral down. I can talk about stuff, but I'll still keep spiraling because I'm focusing on what I want to do and what I love and the people that exist in my life. Those people don't exist because I don't look at them. So I don't know if they're really there or they're real because they don't exist to me because they're not the people that I focus on. People that I focus on and things that I focus on are around me that I put my focus on. So what you put your focus on exists. Like I said, my bike existed for weeks. I was looking at that. Then people don't. Like I said, if I exist in their mind, that's their own fault for focusing on me. It's not to do with someone's putting a dark spell on you. Someone's doing, no, it's because you're too busy focusing on me instead of what you love. Fact. That's what goes on. Yeah, so, but that's an experience, and that's just how I'm saying it as an experience of how it is. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. I'm just speaking how I see it. So, we're all cycling year after year is a cycle, right? Yearly cycles of nature and seasons come in. With that, planetary energies as above so below. There's energies of Earth. There's also the planetary energies that, if you don't know, when certain planets come in, they affect us with the energies. And when you realise that, how it can affect different things with different times, so on and so forth, not going in depth with it right now. I have spoke about this before. Could have been the other year. It affects us. Once we know about all the energies around us, because everything is energy, we realise that some things can be swaying us or making us feel a certain way when actually it's not us. It's just the energy going through us of feeling things and other people's energies. That's why you've got to be careful who you connect to, this and this, that and the other and so forth. So it's alchemy. Do you know? We've got to watch how our chemicals are bubbling up and realise it's not always us, and realise that we have to sit with our emotions sometimes. It doesn't mean you don't feel, you feel, but sometimes we get led by our emotions because it's energy and motion, when sometimes we don't need to. We need to sit with it first, reflect and think, is that really what's going on in that situation, or is it just bubbling up, that person's triggered me to blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we meet certain cycles of the year each year and what they bring us. So we can get triggered every year by certain triggers and emotions, but we have to reflect, work on, go to let go. This is just how I wrote it all out. So it's a bit like, when I said the spiralling up actually reminds me of, if you didn't know, and I sort of drew it out, the enlightenment symbol, which looks a bit like this, you know, the spiral, and it goes, but it's sort of like, you know, spiraling up, you know. So that's what we're doing, going to enlightenment, you know, up here in our higher realms of consciousness and waking up and thinking, it's not such and such body's fault. That's not what's going on. Got to sit and think about it. So when we're moving forward, say that's us, that's your head there, and you got the cycles that go on. And I was seeing the cycles of every year is a cycle, and what you do in that cycle, are you moving upward in a spiral? Are you becoming enlightened? Or are you going back down? Are you learning from those cycles from the year before and the year before that? Or are you not? Because it's all there for a lesson. Yeah, chain of DNA. So I did little planets around the head because each year has cycles of different planetary things that are going on. So when it sort of comes round, it's like, right, How's this going to affect me? How am I going to get through this? I'm going to reflect and I'm going to be like, right, what do I do? How's this going to affect me? It's this one's coming again. Well, this means, like a lot of people go on about Saturn's this, Saturn's that. Well, Saturn's a lot of things to do with, up earthing stuff. And that is what's going on at the minute. So you could say it's a bit Satanified because that's that up earthing, all the shit that's going on. But if you look into planets and stuff and the different meanings and energies, you might realise a few things. So you are here to move through your cycle every year. The cycle every year starts again, a cycle. Are you going to learn from your mistakes from last year, how you was with somebody, what you did? Were you just projecting over everybody instead of reflecting? And not taking responsibility for the way you feel is your fault and nobody else's? Are you severing those ancestral programmings? Are you? Because I am. And this is what I said about if I've woke up now, I don't mean now, but if I've woke up to what's really going on and the spiritual sense and this, that and the other, I've broke that programming. I've been breaking it for quite a few years, even when I was younger. When I look back, future proves past. That generation's waking up. Every generation has had a chance to wake up to the Great Awakening, and it's actually happened on mass scale. So connect the cycles, learn by every year passing, and you will spiral up to your enlightenment. Yours, nobody else's. Your enlightenment, your path, your journey, your ascension, how you go through it. Not what others are telling you you're supposed to be doing or whatever. You do it the way you want to do it. Yes, I read the 7 Hermetic principles and try, and that's alchemy. And no wonder 7 follows me everywhere. The 7 planetary, 7 days of the week. It's all 7. I was saying that the other week. It's how you move through space, this space around you. Talking about this space, how you move through your space, your cycles that are going on all the time with all these thoughts and energies, etc. that are around us, like I said, because everybody knows everything's energy. So-called leaders of this world, they like to I feel so. Yeah, they do, but, that's all going. That's what you've got to think of, in the end. That's why we're moving through your chakras, Dave, is a good thing to look at, but we've got more than that anyway, do you know what I mean? We've got galactic ones as well. To get them into balance and alignment, that's what we should be doing. That's what we all should be, that's what we're working through. I'm working through mine. I know where I am with mine, and I don't need to tell everyone. I talked about it the other week and someone went mad again because they was like, oh, she's talking about this now, and I was like, oh my God. Every year's cycle should come that much easier. So every year, your cycle of life and what you're learning should become easier each year when you start understanding the energies. So when them energies come in again, you start to realise, right, I'm a bit calmer because this is this, and this. This isn't actually what's going on the outside. I've checked in on the inside. That's just all projection, with the illusions they've been putting out. But it is going to get easier because them illusions are dropping. So that's good what's coming. Become that much easier to realise why things trigger you. This is why I put the notebook of maybe getting a book or a file, because there's a lot of work you can do in it. And if you get a file, you can move your papers around and all that. So I think I'm going to put mine in a file. My friend wants to do it. But become that much easier to realise why things trigger you. That's why I said keep a journal, and you'll start seeing the patterns trigger you and how to deal with the alchemic process happening within you. And to realise it's not always what you think you have. I've put earth energies, people's energies, other beings' energies, and planetary energies, all kingdom energies, all the energies, right, that are about, as everything is energy. So you're getting all that coming in. You've got to know what's what. You are here to move. You are here to move through your cycle. So I'm just reading this out. Like the tarot, right? The tarot deck is like a story. It's a play. It's a book of life. If you don't know about that, people the characters that are in the the tarot, like you've got the Fool. I mean, a lot of people say Trump's a fool, but the Fool starts with the hero's journey. It is the Fool that goes on a journey because we are all fools at the beginning, half asleep, and then we realise. So it's not really the Fool. But all those characters in the tarot are people that you will meet on your life's path, and characters that you are and the emotions that you go through. And the death card doesn't just mean death, it can mean the death of cycles and old ways and programming. So when people get scared of the tarot, it doesn't mean that. They are the sort of characters and archetypes you will meet on your journey. Someone always meets someone who's like, You know, the one who's doom and gloom, the one who seems like this, the miserable one. There's loads in there. The magician, you're the magician at certain points. The star, you're the star. You're the star in your own movie. There's loads of things that it actually was, you know, a game. It is a story of life, basically. What goes on in the tarot is all the characters. All those characters on the journey of the tarot are those you will meet within yourself. Yes, they are, but you also meet them on the outside as well. You become them ones within, but you also meet them on the outside because that's just how it works. That's how it manifests. And that's what you've got to realise, you know, the whole projection thing. So just chucking that out there quickly for people who might not have known. In everybody's life book of life, you will come to know different characters of people and what they bring or don't bring to your life. These are just forms of energy, all to help you grow and expand through your experiences and learn about your emotions and why you feel a certain way. When a child is born and grows and expands, this just came in the other day and I was just writing it out. I said to my fella, just listen to this. I don't even know what expands everything. You know, when a child is born and grows and expands, everything's alien, you know, new, and it wishes to play, laugh, dance, cry, etc., experience all these emotions because it's never felt them before, you know, it's new before, and wants to understand, you know, and like why, you know, we all want to know why. We came here to experience all experiences. So by experiencing contrast, which we do, remember the book, The Little Soul and the Sun, we would choose what it is we truly want to experience. You've got to experience the dark to know what the light is. Do you know what I mean? There's certain things in your life you've got to experience, so you know what you actually do like, and that you are the light. So I wrote that down, scribbled that out, because that's what came in. And then I think there was something else I did. Yeah, there was that. So like I said, it's all about working on yourself, writing it down in a journal, looking at, why do I feel this way today? Am I feeling a bit like, why is that then? Because it is to do with you. Normally it's not to do with someone else. It's stuff within you. So anyway, then I got into the whole thing of, yeah, every generation has a new start for a new world, a new way, if that's what you want to call it. If we rise, well, we are rising this time, and this is why it's happening, because this generation has woke up. Right, I've got a dream. Right, so I had the dream the other day. I told you, if you, I actually, 1660 there, 66. So the dream I had the other night, or morning, or whatever it was the, what's it called? Yeah, it's all in the contract, but it's all about contrast as well, so you know what's what. But I had a dream the other night, and like I said, I haven't been watching anything, but it was about the connections, you know, of like the dark, and the dark comes from us. We've built all this up, and it manifests. So it's a knowing within yourself. Yes, it is, Lena. That's why I've not been watching, oh, you're watching this, you're watching that. No, I've not really been watching anything. I've just been tuning into myself, my higher self. So I did the wrecking ball thing. I saw a big ball of light, white light, big ball, wrecking ball, bashing through the darkness, bashing all, it was like Lego, bashing it all down, smashing it all up, because we have made this dark manifest because of the darkness that's been within us. But I talked about that one the other day, so I did that one. Now, I got this today. I'm going to tell you the Trump one last. I got this one today, and I've drawn a little picture, visionary. So these are like two buckets of water merging into one, and this is a heart split but coming together. This is the little message I got today when I asked, and I got a little vision, and I said, what is the light doing? I asked what the dark was doing, and that's the vision I had the other day. Sorry, it wasn't a dream, it's what I saw in my mind's eye. And that was the whole smashing, the wrecking ball was smashing through the darkness, and I knew it was dark because it felt really light, you know, and I asked to see it. I asked to see what the light was doing. So see what the dark was doing. Now see what the light was doing. The light was pouring in both sides. That means dark and light. So the light was pouring in both sides, yeah, and they were merging together, because this is the merge. And this was sort of like rainbow coloured. I did put a little heart down here because people are realising, right? And it said, I also had a vision of a heart, you know, like if a heart, half a heart like that, split apart like that, but coming back together. And a lot of people talk about twin flames and all that, and I've never really been into that because I actually think my twin flame is actually myself. I found myself, me and the elf, if you get what I'm saying, myself. So that that other side of the heart was a heart that was broken when you went off. You know, most people know that when it splits and you say, you know, you went off to experience something else. Them two bits are coming together now. It's like you and your higher self. You and your higher self are merging back together, the twin flame of you and your higher self. The whole, your whole, you being whole. Yes, coming together, I know. Yeah, I mean, people say they do have twin flames, but I don't look at it personally like that. I personally look at it as me, my higher self, me coming back to wholeness with myself, me becoming whole again. Like I said, that song that came in the other day or week, whatever it is that. You can make me whole again. You make yourself whole again. Yeah, the two worlds. You see it as many different things, but you know what I mean? That was that, and that can represent quite a lot of things because they do. And then I put twin flames never sat with me. I see it as your higher self. The self you lost when it got lost in emotions and trauma and worldly things that really don't exist. The true you, the shadow and the light emerging into balance. Into balance. That's why you have to look at your shadow self. You have to take responsibility for what you've been doing. You came to experience contrast. Then you would know free will, what you choose. Yeah, and that was from last night. And this was like a cocktail of elixirs of life. This is what I wrote there, cocktail of elixirs of life. And don't be scared. It's not scared to look at your shadow self, but you've really got to be truthful about it. That's why I was doing the work with the hands the other day, and I said to my friend, loads of things started coming in. And then that now self will be your past self tomorrow. Keep doing it. Keep doing the work. You start realising if you write stuff down, what is going on within yourself. And then you realise it's not to blame anybody else. It's not to hate anyone else. It's not to be envious of someone else or jealous of someone else. You're just doing it to yourself. Take responsibility and rise every day in the morning like the sun and be a new person every day. No one's saying it's easy, but if you want change, you have to bring the change. Talk about that to someone today. If you keep saying you want to change, but you're not changing anything, then nothing's going to change. Thank you, Leona. Then I'm going to tell you the dream that I had. Who came in my dream? On the astral plane. So... anyway, the other day, I was looking at the sun and I was seeing these little shapes, and I don't know what, I got this in at first, don't know, looked like a 7, obviously, the other way around, and then it turned into this thing, and I was like, but there was something else, and it was blue and red, and I was like, I don't know, and then it turned like this. So I was like, right, I'll just write it down, because maybe that'll come up somewhere. I don't know if it will, but that was there. Then... here comes the dream. Trump was in my dream and Melania. Now, it's going to sound a bit weird at first, but I had to think about it and I was like, right. Trump was in a field. I was in a field. I don't know what was going on, but the feeling was, and what I saw was Trump was in a field. Now, this is going to sound a bit odd until I explain it. Trump was in a field and he didn't have a top on, but his back was facing me. And he just had this glow about him, and he didn't look as old as he is, because you know he's got a lot of energy for his own age. Yeah. Oh, and he was just stood there, and then Melania, something about, funny enough, something about France came into me. I don't know why, and she was walking down with someone. Yeah. She was walking down with someone, and well, we all know about blue shift and red shift. You know what I mean? Same, it's all in the movies, and she had this see-through dress on, right? Could nearly see her boobies, like. So, and I was thinking, he's got no top on, showing his chest, but he had his back to me, and she's nearly showing her chest, like see-through. I was thinking, anyway, I'll tell you about that in a minute. But she was either carrying something, or I was wearing a uniform. So when I thought about it, and it was sunny, it was like they were glowing, it was like this feeling I got was either I was in a uniform, I was either in a uniform, meaning I'm a part of something, or I was being given something, right? But the reason why they weren't wearing tops was because they were shining anyway, but they've always said, like Trump's always said, transparency. Transparency. They're both transparent in who they are, if you can see with the eyes. You know what I'm saying? And he did have a glow around him, and he was in a field, so that's quite naturified as well. The field could mean a lot of things. And, you know, we all know about the golden age and what's being brought in there. And we all know, you know, with nature, Trump has always said, we need crystal clean air and crystal clean waters. Funny how the Star of Bethlehem in, you know, Christmas Chronicles 2 was a crystal given by the elves. Put this force field thing up, you know, I'm just thinking Nikola Tesla and all other things going on in there. So, transparency, they've always said transparency is needed. I'm transparent on air, do you know what I mean? But it felt like I was either given something, and it felt like, yeah, the golden fields, exactly, being part of something, which I know I am part of the Great Awakening. And to me, that was a message to me. People can laugh off Trump that they're aware. I've been doing what I've been doing. It was either you wearing a uniform to say, yes, you're on the right side, you know, you're in our team, if you get what I'm saying, because I'd be wearing the same uniform. And also, or I was being given something. I don't mean like a medal, but something was being presented. But I can't remember what, but there was a good feeling with it. So that's all I'm saying. I absolutely loved the dream that I had. I was like, oh my God, they were actually in my dream. I'm just seeing if there was anything else in this. Yeah, Melania came over with something, so I don't know what it was, but I know it was good. Oh yeah, and also I put because the chest area you could see, and it was transparent. What's in your chest area? Whole, good, energy, transparent, heart chakra, yeah, because they do come from the heart. Also, in the middle of the field, oh yeah, put nature, so I just wrote this down. Trump's had said we need, yeah, and I just put the glow, knowing, truth, higher realms of consciousness, so on and so forth. Something to do with France came in my head. Don't know what that is, but yeah, is what QAnon. It's just a QAnon channel. It's a channel for everything. But yes, I am into Q. It's not a psyop. It's only a psyop if you stay in the rabbit holes and don't come out. So that's the dream that I had that I wanted to share with you, because I was just like, yes. And then, like I said, I got the cards in. There's something I want to read before I go. We got the cards of slow down. When you're excited, you get too ahead of yourself, take some time out. This is why, and let it all unfold. That's why I said, I'm not watching stuff. I know what's going on. I can see what's going on. I can feel what's going on. So I'm just resting and doing the work on myself and enjoying what I'm doing, spending time doing the things I love, because it's all unfolding right in front of our face. And that's why I like the fact that my fella was drawing roses and I decided to have a go, because it's like you're blooming. Everything's unfolding. Everything's unfolding. And then, you know, I showed the cards from before, which we had the hunter, and I said, yeah, hunter. Biden, hunter, I mean, the hunters are being hunted if you're on the Q thing, you know what I mean? But it's also, you know, it's also saying, track down your fears and desires. Well, you should be tracking down your fears and getting rid of them, because that's how they want you all in your fear. And with the contrast to that, or the opposite to that, you should be tracking down your desires. Focus on what you love doing. It's an energy, it's a frequency. Get rid of your fears, because it's all bullshit at the end of the day, and go into your desires. So track your fears down, get rid of them, do the work, get rid of that, release it, and get into your desires, because that's how things manifest, and that's how we should be working. We've got the woman with the star there in the apple. It says, lady, we've had this before, enjoy your growth and reap your rewards. You will enjoy your growth if you're actually focusing on what you want to bring in. So she's got dreads in her hair there. And then the last one we keep getting, this is a great teacher. Learn from spiritual experiences. Learn from spiritual experiences. They're all spiritual experiences. Learn from your experiences and stop blaming other people. Stop saying, woe is me, this is happening, I'm acting like a victim. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're doing it to yourself. You're doing it to yourself. Wake up. Things don't exist if you don't put focus on them. If you don't want focusing on something or something coming in, don't focus on it. And also, I pulled this out, I think it was today, and I just laughed again because we've had this before and it's very relevant again. 13, which is not a bad number, and it's Solace, which is the sun. Love this picture. And I'm going to read it out. You know, I know my reading's a bit iffy because of my dyslexia, but I'll have a go. But it's just that page 74 and 75. This is what's going on. You know what I'm saying on spiritual sense. So, yeah. So, solace, knowledge, consciousness, synthesis. Now, remember, these are the cards that I pulled out for myself, but it's what's going on because it's not that one thing anymore. It's for the whole. Spiritual empowerment. Solace stands. I'll show you the picture again. Solace stands midway between the realm of the singers and that of manifest reality, which is funny because I've been talking about the realms of fairy, this world and other realms and dimensions. The singers dwell in a cosmos without boundaries of differentiations, I can't even say it. But we and the fairies, you know, you could say those things that people don't believe in, or spirit side, you know what I'm saying, live in worlds where there are limitations to overcome and boundaries to identify and expand, which help us to grow, which is what I was just saying before. It all helps you to expand and grow. When we don't know what we need or who to turn to, Solace will help us if we ask. To an Oracle group member, Solace said, allow the surface noise to fade. I'm here waiting. When you let that surface noise fade and you go within, it's always there. Solace encourages us to stand on our own feet, to recognise and utilise our own wisdom, to depend on our own strength and to acknowledge and work with our own good qualities, using them as stepping stones to improve the less good. This is why I say some people get confused with, oh yeah, but people are using, you know, you're not looking because you're cute. No, that was just a tool. Yet, at the same time, Solace recognises that we cannot do everything alone. You can't. Not with what's going on, you know, now, and helps us to make the connections and to have the insights that will help us to accept wisdom, energy, and assistance from other realms. Well, you know, we've seen my other realms, you know, assistance, and you do when you start tuning in, especially the realms of the singers and of fae. With faith in the human spirit, Solace sees us as arrows fired from a bow, choosing our directions and soaring into undreamed of heights, empowered by trust and creative life force. Well, no shit, Sherlock, that's what's happening, isn't it? Solace is a raging, energising, vitalising. This presence in a reading often indicates something new is beginning, brought into being in our lives, partly through our own efforts, and partly through the help we are receiving from other realms. Miracles may take place. Movement into the light is occurring. This is a time for taking action, passing on our blessings and learning, and for service given from a position of strength. And then it says, I don't know if it says the Siddhi, so I'm just going to say that because I don't even know. Oh, it's pronounced as the she. Okay, it's pronounced as the she, but it looks like Siddhi. I'm just going to read this out. The she are the people of the hills, the lords and ladies of Fae. They are the old ones. Now I'd say that's like, you know, the old ones, the knowing ones, the ones with wisdom, you know, maybe those in different realms. Anyway, they are the old ones, even when they are as young. All Faes dance, but the she do so to meditate the powerful energies of the singers and to bring them into manifestation throughout the world. You know, the people who know. And life itself. They are the ones who create nature and build the worlds and their inhabitants. Yet they are also available to us individually as guardians. Yes. Teachers and comforters. They seem to enjoy creating frequent miracles as well. And then there's this little, because this is Brian Froud, by the way, who did, you know, the work and that on the Dark Crystal. And we know what the Dark Crystal's about, don't we? Coming into your oneself there, being whole again, the skeptics and the mystics merging. In one sense, Fae is a land of the past where the spirit world and the human world once worked in closer harmony. Yes. In the phase presence, we experience a nostalgic yearning for that time. Yeah, we do. A lot of us do. And for all the lost hopes and all the lost dreams, all that once was or might have been and may someday be again. Oh, yes. The she have sometimes been called gods and goddesses, but that isn't how they think of themselves. They are the elder race, the elders, the ones who knew, the forerunners, the ancient ones. Once in the early mists of time, they were as undeveloped as we are now. Because we're developing and evolving. And we shall eventually, far in the future, be as they are now. Part of our contract with them is to teach us to become more like them and to give us role models for our far future. And I can't come into chat just yet. In fairy, the concept of the lords and ladies is different from what is for humans. It is not a matter of authority, a bit like Christmas Chronicles, wouldn't it? Imagine telling individual fairies what to do. It would be like trying to herd cats or butterflies or wasps. Nor is it a matter of having privileges that other fairies don't have. Instead, fairy lords and ladies are the most respected of the fae for what they do. They set examples through their work and the way they live. They do not give orders. This is what I said about people, when we don't like orders, we don't like being controlled. You can't tell others what to do, but you can guide. Knowing how important it is to respect the free will of others. Exactly. Instead, they make suggestions and more rarely requests, but there is no force. Therefore, we are never punished for this disobedience to ungiven instructions, although we may punish ourselves for not cooperating with them by missing out on the wonders we have gained. If we had been more cooperative, to go in a little bit more, each of the she has his or own potent magic power, as I was just saying before, earlier on, that acts through all life. The she themselves are profoundly wise and their actions are for the highest good of all involved, and that's what everything goes to. Are you doing things out the highest good for all as well, not just for yourself? Whoever, we too have those powers in embryo. These abilities are something we gradually earn by using them wisely. These magics sing very powerfully in our lives, and they like the little girl with the curl in the nursery rhyme. When they are good, they are very good, and when they are bad, they are horrible. Which these energies, it is important to remember, because we can be like that the flip side of powerful creativity is formidable destruction. The energies channeled by the singers can only be used by humans creatively for good. Oh yeah, well exactly. My creativity is for good. Otherwise, these energies can be blocked, but never misused. On the other hand, that's why I believe I get a lot of energy and I'm always doing things and there's constant creativity coming in all the time. Because it's not just for me, it's for others and it's for the better, you know what I mean? And to help heal. Otherwise, these energies can be blocked but never misused. On the other hand, the powers used for good by the she can be employed by humans either for good or for ill, such as misuse by humans of the she's energies always rebounds upon the doer in one way or another. Yes, it does. This is just another way of defining karma. This is why I say stop blaming other people. It's you that does it. You know what I mean? If you're using things against people, it will bounce back on you anyway because you're doing it yourself. You're doing it to yourself. When we humans exercise these powers, we can use them appropriately and compassionately, or we can misuse them. The patterns of misuse usually fall into the three categories: blocking, twisting, and negating. as we look at each card in the section, oh yeah, these cards in the book remaining, we briefly consider each of those difficulties and that we may do about them. That's why I said you should be looking at yourself and what it is and then working on it. Lastly, although the she are so powerful and so wise, please do not assume that they are formal or stuffy or pompous. Look at these pictures and consider the company that they keep. I have never encountered fairies whose sense of humour didn't sparkle and fizz around them. So just wanted to read that because I thought it was beautiful and I thought it was very telling of the times. And the solace is that one. I mean, that just says everything for the golden age, the light within you. That just says a lot. Just keep an open mind about everything. Yeah, I keep an open mind to absolutely everything, but I know good things are coming. It's not going to seem like it for some, but if you're in your knowing, you can sense. Trump is president of all power could work in mysterious ways. Definitely. We went to South Island and used to be more. We are planning to go. Oh. Trump train ascension porthole, exactly. Woo woo! Combining Q and the mysticism is a combination of the two most moronic. Oh, that's up to you, Bobber. You know, that you're obviously a muggle. That's what muggles say. So much love to you, and sorry that you feel that way, but there's a lot of us that don't feel that way. You know, most people are in the left brain when they think like that, so kudos to you. Doesn't bother me, mate. Doesn't bother me. You're a guy, what can I say? Left brain. So, yes, what else are you all saying? Boo-hoo. Sound like somebody who comes in talking crap. Just an American thing, oh my God. See, why? Oh, Miss Dolly, you sound English, if I may be so bold. Why do you believe Q? Does it affect the UK? It affects the world. It's not to do with America. It's to do with the whole world, if you've not noticed. See, people don't do the research, don't ask questions, because the people who ask questions are the one who don't research. So, yeah, whatever. The tarot is a story of becoming together with yourself. Yes, it is Purple Panther, and that's what I've just said through the whole of this show. It's about knowing yourself and coming back together with yourself, which is the merging of both sides, like in the Dark Crystal, the Skeptics and the Mystics came together to be a light being, because that other side was your side. It's about the two sides, it's the dark and light that split from you to experience and came back, and then you come back full circle, you're like, oh my God, I've just realised everything's me. And what I project, you know, it's all looking at yourself. It's all coming back to your higher self. That's what we're all doing, or what people are starting to realise now, and getting on your journey to come back to wholeness within yourself. But it's been a bit harder because of all this stuff going on that they've tried to keep us split, and that's why there's a lot of stuff going on. This is why I'm saying get your mindsets ready, your body, mind, body and spirit, strengthen up for what's coming, because, you know, the real work. But there's beautiful things coming. Yeah, I don't feed the trolls. I just had to say that because that was like, people don't research. Yeah, when you're knowing, and your aura's glowing. Exactly. And you tingle as well. So like I said, if you saw the notebooks we were doing, it is really good to keep a check on in yourself and realise, you know, it's not always you, it's other people reflecting on you. As long as you shine your light, stay in your own truth, do the things that you love and everything, that's how you keep your energies up, as far as I'm concerned. So, wow. So I hope that all made sense. And like I said, I was just so excited because the film came out yesterday. Jfk Jr.'s birthday yesterday, not a coincidence it came out. And then you saw the whole Teddy, got the Teddy connection there. Loads of connections in there. Loads going on with the Kraken. I can't even explain it. And I'm not looking at what's going on because I'm just like, I'm not even bothered. I'm just chilling out. And I'm like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, exciting times to be living in, even though it seems like really madness to some people. But it's like, oh my God. You know, when you can... It's like I said the other day, you've got the watchers watching. The watchers, we're watching people like, oh my God, what's going on? There's people been watching us. There's people watching us People watching us, things watching us. Oh, they're awakening, and then we're watching other people going, oh my God, they're awakening. But I think that's why I did say on my community page, I don't know if it was today. Can't remember. Let me go over. Like I said, there's enough light to go around. Everyone can shine the light. People shouldn't be trying to bring other people down because, you know, someone else is talking about something. Yeah, you ready for the spiritual paramedics? Yeah, exactly. I put art from the heart because I was doing my arting before, you know, keeping myself up in my frequency because I know myself and what I need to feed myself with to keep me happy, and that's what everyone else should be doing. You know yourself and what keeps you happy. No one else can tell you. There's a whole swath of truthers supposedly awake, people that can't see the greater dimensions because they're still left brain. Yeah, there's a lot of people who are awake, and I know people who think they're awake to certain stuff, but like you just said, Sal, they're not actually awake to the other dimensions. So it's a bit like, yeah, you're awake, but you're not actually, you woke, you're not actually awake. Art from the heart. What do you do to power up and anchor your light? Don't listen to what others say, try to say about who you are. That's weak-mindedness. Mindedless. People who go off others' words, it's supposed to say, put word, like it's gospel, are weak-minded. No research, no critical thinking, no backbone. I do my own research. Me, I carry on doing everything I love because I know myself and I know what's good for me, myself and my soul self. I power up every day in knowing my power and where my journey is taking me, and those that I allow to be a part of it, because intuitively my higher self already knows these other beings, other energy that are not meant to come into my existence, as some are trying to force. It doesn't come with force, it comes naturally. I choose for you not to exist. Many energies have tried. I choose to focus on me, not you, so therefore you don't exist. So remember, do what you love and love what you do. Things only exist if you're focusing on them. I don't mean it means that they're not really there. It's just that they're not there in your head or anything, or invading your space. If you're not focusing on it, whatever it is, the news, anything, it can be anything. Do you know what I mean? So the rate reality change is going to shock. We have to yes, Purple Panther, the rate reality change is going to shock. We have to hold the story together. We do. And that's why I've said I'm pretty calm. I'm looking forward to Christmas. I'm just doing my thing. I'm doing my thing. I'm chilling out. I've said chill your beans. It's a movie we're watching. Chill your beans. Chill your beans. Why would I don't need the cards to tell me about the lockdown. The lockdown's a pile of crap and it'll be going soon anyway, because if they're trying to report that you can have a Christmas with a certain amount of people today, it's like, well, the virus has just gone, hey, I'm having Christmas off. It's just waking more people up. It's, you know, it's not stopped me from doing anything. We all know when the shit hits the fan, that's all going to disappear like it was never here. Because people are waking up to that and they know it's a bag of poo. And if that doesn't wake them up, it's like, how stupid are these people? Sorry to say, even Q says these people are stupid. It's like, how many more things do you need put in your face to show you what's what? How many people are really asleep? They're the people who are going to be shocked. They're going to be like, I can't believe I was so brainwashed. Well, a lot of people are going to see that. And I'm going to go now anyway. So what I will do before I go is, I will pick a card. I will get a card out of the deck anyway before I go. So I'm going to do Whispers of Love. Yeah, I think they're planning stuff, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to get everything they want. But like I said, they won't be wrecking it for me. Doing what we always do. People have got to stand up and rise against the bullshit and the tyranny and everything else. And if what we think is going to happen just before that, it's not going to matter. Thank you, Dave. There might be an internet blackout. I don't know if it happened before. There's 10 days of darkness with Q before. I'm not really bothered if there is. If there is, everyone's just got to hold their own and know it'll come back on anyway. It's just part of... It might be a change-up. I don't even think about that. I think if it happens, it happens. I'll be all right because you've got to... That's when you're going to have to trust. If that happens, that's when you're going to have to trust. I trust myself with what's going on and, you know, the bigger picture and everything. So I'm not worried. I'm not in fear about anything. Thank you, Susie Q. Yeah, and I'm not going to say sorry before what I was saying, because people just need to chill the hell out with stuff and stop thinking that something's being said against someone, but it's all right for other people to say stuff. It's not about that. It's not even about that person. It's just about the energies that are flying about. That's what I'm trying to explain to people. People just take things the wrong way all the time when you're trying to explain something, because they don't listen. You know, not aimed at them either. It's just them energies going about. If everything's energy, it's just that sort of energy going out, because there's a lot of fear energy going about. And there is a lot of jealousy and all that sort of stuff. And people just need to get over themselves. People are waking up every day. It's for everybody to wake up. Not, oh, there's only a handful of people, like Magenta Pix said, we're the only ones that can talk about it because we feel so special. Well, everybody's special at the end of the day. 10 days darkness, I'll just go cuddle up with me head jog for a week. Yes, exactly. You just think, just do the things you love. I might start doing some poetry. That's another thing. You know, I've done the Q poem. I might start writing some poetry. I feel like writing poetry. Friend said the other day she's just woken up to her beautiful, you know, spiritual path, and she's like, oh, I'm not where you are yet with some stuff. But I said, no, you just get everywhere. She went, I feel like writing poetry. I went, do it. That is divine creativity. It's all coming in, flowing in different ways. That's what we do. Yeah. A bit like Mark Atwood says on his channel, and I go with that as well. Well, whatever. We all die at the end of the day, so you might as well smile while you're going through it. Do you know what I mean? Instead of being miserable and blaming everybody around you for stuff that you're only bringing in yourself. What can I say? Let's get a card anyway. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh! 30. Number 3. Hi, Miss Q. True love. This love is once in a lifetime love. Yes, this could be somebody, but you know, when we're talking about twin flames and your actual self, masculine and feminine, divine, imbalance. Fireworks going on there, music, everything. Ooh, got a little blue face there. But it's once in a lifetime. Actually get back to your whole self again. The balance between both realms. The balance between you within yourself and without yourself, all the balance. Thank you, Dolly. I've been feeling a bit odd the past couple of days, like the whole lockdown business is draining my energy, and this has just lifted me back up. This is what I'm here for. This is why I say to people who try and bring me down from other places, I'm not interested. You don't exist. I'm here to help people lift the frequencies because of what's going on. Don't look into any of it. I don't even watch it. I haven't been watching video. I don't watch all them videos on who's doing marches. I went to one, and there's a guy that I watch now and again, but I don't feed into it. I don't look at the news about it. I don't even know what they've been saying about even the Trump stuff, because I know what's going on. I'm just carrying on doing my thing, holding that, like, bit like my Magenta Pix is just holding that that's already here. So I'm just carrying on doing my thing. I've not gone into fear. It doesn't exist if you don't look at it, so don't keep focusing on it. Yes, you need to be aware. Obviously, we like to be aware, but I'd say from now on to the run up to Christmas, please start working on yourself and reflecting, writing down in journals, getting everything out. If you're releasing it, the book that I did the other day, the notebook on Mindset Mondays, which we'll go through again on Monday, I probably suggest that you get a file. It's easy to move your papers around, you know, if you're doing the whole colour chart thing, because I've got to transfer that into mine. And it does help. It does help you realise what you're actually supposed to be doing. So yeah. This one, and then I'll just go out of where is it? I'll just go out the hidden realms. And remember, ladies, I am going to be trying putting some sort of thing together in the new year. Not quite sure yet. It's not for men at the minute, but that's not a reflection that, you know, anything to do with men. It's just I'm a woman, and it's just something I've always wanted to do. There might be something after that for us all, but at the minute, so I know a few people have let me know, so just let me know again. But I'll be letting you know nearer the time for people getting in. I'm just trying to work something out on something and get some stuff done for that, like little mini workshops or something. So we'll see. But that's basically just a group, empowering group anyway. So if you'd like to join me. Because I wanted to do it ages ago, it keeps pushing me. Something keeps niggling me. So I'm like, all right, yeah, okay. I'll do it. This one's turned over. Oh, it's the one we got the other day. Shouldn't really be asking again, should I? But there you go. 35. We've got the Lady of Lightning. Surprises sometimes a shock. Well, no shit, Sherlock, because it's going to be a shock to some people. Total paradigm shift. Well, this is what we got the other day. We know this is happening. Happening within a lot of people now as well, when they're actually realising they're awake, but actually realising they're awake as in the spiritual side of it as well. But it's both realms together. It's both realms together. So, that just makes me think of Nikola Tesla anyway, as well. Because he was apparently born on a day of lightning. And I'm sure, I don't know if it was true, but the nurse is supposed to have said, oh, this will be a baby of the dark, or something, whatever. I don't know if it was dark and there was a load of lightning, and his mum was like, no, this is a baby of the light, or something mad like that, dark to light. I stopped drinking 2 years ago, but still like a cig now and then, better than taking pills. Yeah, and that's what people are realising, they're starting to drop other things like drink, or they're not drinking as much, or, everything's in balance, or certain foods. Like someone was trying to call me out again the other day. It was so funny. Oh, she said she's a vegetarian, but she's got a problem with food. No, I ain't got a problem with food. I'd say I was vegan. I tried vegan, but since being with fella, I've been transparent. I've said I've ate a bit of meat. So it's not just because person intuitive knows. I've actually said that. So every now and again, we have a bit of chicken in that. But I don't see nothing wrong in it. I just think, a bit of balance. And if you think you need something, you know what your body asks for. But people are too busy labelling people what they are and what they're not. And that's why it makes me laugh with them sort of people. And it's like Comedy Central, because they think they know me and they know nothing about me. And it's really funny when, oh, she says this, oh, she says that. You know nothing about me. You don't know how I work at all. And it's just, and the spiritual communities will laugh anyway with what people think it actually is and what you should look like and what you should be doing. It's like, oh, for God's sake. It does make me laugh, honestly. Comedy Central really is Comedy Central. Is there a guy called, is it PJ or JP, the one who does he's like spiritual, he like takes a mick all the time? It's like that. It's like Comedy Central. Yeah. So, there's a lot of people think they haven't been hoodwinked when we've all been hoodwinked on every level. So, it's whatever. It's whatever, Trevor. It's whatever, Trevor. But that catches people out, you see, when you say certain things and they think you're calling you out for something. Like, no, I've been quite transparent about that, so there's nothing new there. Nothing new there. Angels do not judge what man eats. It is on I man that judges what the angels said to me. Exactly, they don't, but people want to judge everybody else, and that's why there's so many labels of different things. So, yeah, I am thinking of doing women workshops. I've had an amazing day, and tonight you have been spot on with everything. Much love. Thank you, John. I just come and bring what I'm feeling and thinking, I have a veggie plot and I create a lot of mixed media art and works, keeps my head together. It does. I do, that one down there is going to be a mixed media one, because I've done, I do my art bits and collages and stuff sometimes. Remember Mindset Mondays, just remembering, if you're collecting a few magazines, we're going to do something like quite just like a bit of fun on Monday with making something up with collage pictures. So you'll need some magazines and pictures and bits and bobs, even if you can just get them off friends that may chuck magazines out. You don't need to be expensive. A bit of glue, a bit of glue, scissors to cut out. We're going to have a bit of laugh with something. I might make one so you can see what I mean, and then make one up as we're talking about it. But creativity keeps your head together. That's why if you're listening to good music in the right hertz, good songs with good words, just creating keeps your mind together. That's what it's there for. Hi, Andy. So, yeah. So, like I said, I'm talking through experience, the things that are going on, and people resonate with things that are going on. So, I just try and bring this because I know this is going to be a hard time for some people. It's not a hard time for me. People saying, oh, you're all right. I'm all right. I don't have to do this. I don't have to come on as talking as long as I am. I don't have to putting a lot of energy into talking to people like it's 19 minutes past 11 and I came on at 8 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? But I just have this knowing that's it, I've got to come and talk with the things that I talk about, you know, especially for the ones 70 thumbs up, thank you, that's brilliant. That, you know, understand or are coming into the inner standing of themselves now. All calm, halo, yeah, so I'm going to go, because I've got lots to do, and I think I'm just going to go in bed and read for a little bit. I'm not looking at all the crap that's going on, because I don't need to. Creativity makes life unboring. Exactly, Purple Panther. Creativity, and I said the other day, if you're in boredom, look on your spiral, that means you're spiraling down. Boredom is not creative. You just sat there doing nothing, you're not being creative. Creativity is brilliant. That's why I'm never bored. Even my fella said to me once, he went, you're always doing something. I went, I'm always like, oh my God, I need to go and create this, and I've got this, and or I'm singing, or I'm dancing, or making songs up in my head, or whatever it is, keeps you spiraling up, you know, keeps you busy. Because I don't watch TV, you know, I watch bits on YouTube, but I don't watch as much as I used to now, because I'm always in a form of creativity. Creativity is source divine energy, you know what I mean? Yeah. Thank you, Miss Q. Yeah, and Effie's put in chat, if anyone would like to make an energy donation, which is a coffee donation, the PayPal is in the live chat. You have to scroll down and find it where Effie's put it. And Effie's put it in chat, you know, transparent. So if anyone would like to make a coffee donation, there you go. I can get a coffee with it, or put it towards some paints or something with the pictures that I'll come and show you. But yeah, I think I've got to try and do this cube picture then, because it's been sat there for ages. I might try and paint round a bit of it now and get it on the go. We've got Jfk Jr. and Trump going on down there. Don't know if you can see it. There's Jfk Jr. It's massive. I think that's why I've just been like, oh, I will attempt it. So that's how knowing I am in with truth of the painting that I'm going to draw. I will show you my other paintings that are still on the go, that will be going up for sale on Dolly Lama Designs when I get them finished off. Because the other one's nearly finished, the one with the higher self picture. If nobody knows what I'm talking about, I'll go and get it. I will be doing some other style of things, but my pictures are normally whimsical, and they're normally to do with like what's going on within me and things that are going about with certain energies and that. So this just came out as a being, higher self, the wise owl. It's got gold on it. The eyes are for consciousness, you know, all the energies going on. The all-seeing eye is like, you know, enlightenment, that you all should be going in your mind's eye and seeing what's going on. But this isn't finished. Mine take quite a long time to do, and then it'll have like a glaze on it. But yes, I might try and finish that off tomorrow. It's got words written underneath it, that's why it's got this showing, but that'll be painted over again. It just had nice words and intentions underneath it. Got my own little magic in it. And then obviously I've got one going on down there. The big angel one's in there. I'm not sure if I'm keeping that myself for something that I'm thinking of bringing into the future. I don't know yet, because it just keeps giving me some good ass energy when I look at it. So I need to open my box of creativity, being a while. Yes, you should do, because anything childlike stuff you used to love to do, you'll get that out and it will help you heal. It will help you heal. Shining light through the dark. Exactly. You're all shining light through the dark. You're like torches in the dark. Remember the little soul and the sun. Have you met John in your dream? Can't wait. Has he been in my dream? I don't know, but I freaking painted him in 2018 up there, doing the salute to his dad. So I'm trying to think. Maybe I'll ask tonight and see what's going on there. But like I said, I saw the dark being smashed, and I met Trump and Melania in my dream. That was really good. That was something to do with, like I said, given something, or was wearing a uniform to do with something. So, part of the team. Yeah, a lot of people have false sense of maturity. Yeah. Make mud cakes great again. Oh my God, yeah. My mum used to be like, oh, you'll get so dirty. It was always like, oh my God, Mum. Like, kids make mud pies again. Well, I'm waiting for my new Christmas tree to come, and I said to my little one, I said to Finn, I think we're going to make popcorn. Because I'm just thinking the cute thing, I'll be eating them off the tree. Popcorn, you know when they used to put string through popcorn and dangle it on the tree? And he went, what? I went, yeah, we're going to do the old fashioned, yeah, we're going to do that. So I'm waiting for my tree to come. It's not here yet. Loads of people put the Christmas trees up early, but it's going to be a good one this year. I think people are like, I'm like that. I'm actually having a drink this year because I don't really drink. I'm having a drink this year. I know what drink is, but I'm having a drink this year. Yeah, I used to do that. Was it a string on a needle and just thread it? Because I was like, yeah, we'll do some of that. So get creative, folks, and yeah, like I said, work through your books if you're doing the work. If you've done it, let me know. Get notebooks, write down, reflect when you're feeling like something, and look at your spiral, and you'll know what the opposite is of what makes you happy. Go and do it. That's all you have to do. It's pretty easy, really. So I'm gonna go, and I will see you very soon. What day is it? Friday. It's not Friday. It's nearly Friday. It's Saturday. Oh my God, I've lost it. Thursday. You may see me over weekend. I don't know. If you're not 45 in the house, then you'll probably see me on Monday for Mindset Monday. So it's some magazines, glue, scissors, and then your book to put thing. We're gonna do something fun, and it will remind you of being childlike when you do it. Hopefully, so it'll give you a bit of like when I said I was on my bike the other day, and I was like brought that back into existence. I was like, oh my God, yeah, I remember being a kid and sticking cards in it or lollipops to make it click the wheels, and that brought that memory in of like, oh God, yeah, like so yeah, jazz music is great to listen to when you're creating it. Yeah, whatever music you love listening to is brilliant. So do a bit of a boogie in the kitchen in the morning while you're making your breakfast. Make silly songs up. Anything that you just laugh at yourself is one of the biggest things. And I might go and do some more punting in a bit because I haven't checked in lately, so see what's going on there. Thanks all for coming in chat. You're absolutely brilliant. Like I said, we're here to raise the vibrations. It's not about going on about other people. I will keep saying this because I know these people watch. It's about focusing on yourself, bringing the solutions and doing the work within, especially where we're going into 2021. This was 2020 vision, seeing, and now knowing what you need to do and going doing it. Because it's the people who come with the solutions are going to people in the forefront moving forwards with what's coming. Do you know what I'm saying? Humour is humour is just fabulous. You've got to have a laugh because there's a lot of miserable people at the minute, obviously with what's going on. So you've got to have a laugh with it all as well, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, do silly dances. And like I said, that's what's good with me and my fellow at the minute, because we're pushing each other to do things in a nice way, though, not pushy, but it's good, He's getting creative, we're getting into exercising together, because then we're both not like slacking off. It's like, all right, we're doing this. And that's just to get, not necessarily losing weight or anything. It's just like, getting strong in all areas. Oh yeah, I wanna rock with you all night. Oh, you just reminded me. This is what I wanted to tell you. I'm going to have to sing it. I can't remember the tune. This is one of I have played this before or sang it or whatever. This is, go and listen to it. And I know people go, oh yeah, I remember that. And I have played it. It was one of my dad's favourite songs years ago. But this is very relevant, what's going on. And this is why I don't give a toss what other people say about me, because I just do my own thing. But this, what's it called? Not right. Please go and listen to this after, because you'll be like, yeah. Where is it? Right. I can't remember the tune. It'll probably be out of tune when I bloody sing it, but let's see. This is very relevant. Very relevant before I go. Because I knew I had to bring this in. If songs come in, I always have to say, oh, what song came in my head. So excuse me, it might sound like a strangled cat. You'll know what it is when it actually comes on. Love, love. I might have already sang this the other day, I don't know. Devotion, devotion. Remember what we said? Feeling, feeling. Emotion, emotion. Don't be afraid to be weak. Don't be too proud to be strong. Just look into your heart, my friend. That will be the return to yourself, the return to innocence. Oh, hey, oh, oh, ah, hey, oh, ah, whatever it was. Hey, 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 hey. Came into my head at the beginning of this week, been singing it for about 2 weeks. It's a return to yourself, it's a return to innocence. Don't be afraid to be weak, don't be too proud to be strong. I'm not too proud to be strong, it doesn't bother me. Yeah, Enigma, exactly. The return to innocence. And if you want, then start to laugh. If you must, then start to cry. Be yourself, don't hide. I don't hide. Just believe in destiny. Don't care what people say. Just follow your own way. Don't give up and use the chance to return to innocence. Oh, hey, 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 oh, yeah, hey, yeah, oh, exactly. Go and listen to it. Lois has just put it in the chat. It's brilliant. That'll make you cry. So return to innocence. Yeah, your inner sense, exactly. Your inner self, whatever. The words are all the same. They all mean the same things. But that's the chorus that was playing in my head all week. Was and we all know energy is, emotions is energy, emotion. That's the return to yourself. That's a return to innocence. So the biggest thing of that kept playing in my head today was, what was that bit? What was it? That I don't care what people say, just follow your own way. The return to innocence. I was in the kitchen the other day washing the pots, and my fella was in here, and I was like, oh, hey, oh, hey, hey, blasting that out in the kitchen, singing my head off. I was like, yes, the return to innocence, the return to self. So if you haven't listened to that for a very long time, go and listen to it. Be like, oh, yes. And if you never listened to it, you better go and listen to it. It's all there in the past. Future proves the past. So where we go one, we go all, and I will see you very soon. It's good night for me, myself and my higher self, Dalai Lama, the orbs and everything and everybody. So I'll see you soon. Bye. Thanks all for coming in. Remember, keep shining your light, keep your frequencies up. The way you do that is reflect. If you're feeling down, know what brings you up and go and do it. So do what you love and love what you do. Don't let people affect you of what they think you are and who they are and blah, 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 because, you know yourself, and that's all that matters. Keep up your frequencies, hold in the light, and I shall see you very soon. Yes, yeah, ride the wave, as Lois would say. So thank you very much, and thank you, mods, for doing what you do in chat, and the rest of you, I will see you soon. Bye.